Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello, everybody. My name is Taylor, aka Henchwoman, and I am here to present to you Week 1 of the Impossible Creatures Invitational. We have quite a few interesting matches. For anyone not totally familiar with how the format is or anything about it, I'm going to give you a quick rundown on what we are looking at. So, we are playing Impossible Creatures, very old game, and we're playing it on the Banana Tell B-Tell mod, and we are playing a single round robin with 3 groups. Top 4 from each group will move on to a playoff bracket consisting of a semi-final and a final matchup. Currently, the regular season is set to be best of 3s for the entire season, and the playoffs are potentially going to be going on to a best of 5, depending on people's thoughts on that. So let's break down the 3 groups here, and I'll give you a quick rundown on things here. So we have 3 groups consisting of the Upton Julius group, which will be our higher tier group, our Rex Chance group, which is our mid-tier group, as well as our Henchman group, which is our lower tiered group in terms of skills and players. We have, as the game consists of players from all around the world, we have to do the scheduling a little bit differently than you would find a lot of games. Essentially, each matchup happens weekly, and each matchup happens weekly, and each player has to coordinate with the other player when they can get the match done, and then forward me their replay files so that we can all watch them together here on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, whatever time this is for you guys. So let's run stuff down here a little bit for each group. We have the Upton Julius group here with our guy, Sergeant Girthquake, one of the big guys within the community right now, followed by Gray, another one of the big good players. We got Kiki. I believe Kiki is actually marked as first in terms of ratings on whatever ranking system they had at whatever point. I'm not entirely sure. We got Black Tiger 1, Skitter, and Black Tiger 3. Everyone knows the Black Tigers. If you play IC, you're familiar with those guys. They are a menace to the game. They are extremely good. Skitter, also very good. I'm going to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about these guys as of yet, but hopefully we'll kind of go on through those and figure stuff out. Now, breaking down the Rex Chance group, we got a lot of kind of people who play the game a decent amount, and some new phases here. So we got Logic 12, one of the kind of OGs, I've been told. We have Zoe, another person who's came in a little bit newer to the game, but still very strong player. We have Seabass, goated player, real nice guy, one of the favorite to talk to on there. Then we got our boy Corrupted Mech, aka Scorpion, also known as Spider, as we all commonly call him. And then you got Esterex33, not too familiar with this guy. He was a late sign-up, but I'm happy to have him. And then we got our boy Sproob, aka Sproobins, the absolute legend himself. And then moving on to the Henchman group, we got our boy Papa Delta, strong player overall, comes in with some decent strategy, quite a bit of cheese strats in him. And then you got someone, Commander XY, a lot of potential from this guy. Again, more cheesy strategies coming in there. Will be fun to watch. Anto53, I know nothing about him at all. But he seems fun, and he's going to be fun to find out how he plays. Then we got Polymeek. Just based off that name, pretty sure he's a French guy. And then we got B22 El Hovi, who has yet to respond to their matchup, as well as Shadow. Not sure where these guys are going, but let's hopefully get the ball rolling here. So in each week we have a single matchup, so for each player. So week 1 we had Sergeant Girthquake versus Black Tiger 1, Gray versus Black Tiger 3, and Kiki versus Skitter. This is just our first kind of week for Upton Julius, and then we got in the Rex Chance bracket we have Corrupted Mech versus Seabass. This game has been postponed due to internet issue, according to Spider. We have Logic 12 versus Sproob. We have Zoe versus Esterex. Now, I'm not entirely certain who won each game here as of yet, or how they won it. we have some fun matches to look at here. And then we're dropping down to our henchman group. You got Papa Delta versus Palik. Should be a fun match to watch. We got XY versus BB22. That match has yet to happen. We have Anto 53 versus Shadow. I believe that match is also waiting to happen. We will see how things go on that end. But yeah, so this is kind of just how we're coming into it here. So we are going to quickly jump into our first match of the tournament here with, not that one, this one here, with Papa Delta versus Polymeek in their best of 3 series. So let's pull up the first match here. So their first match here is going to be on Fervor. We got our boy Papa Delta on this bot side, starting with a very standard 3-hench start. And then up on this top side here, we got Palik pulling up with a lot more henchmen coming off on the start there. The typical 1 electricity rod with the 3-hench, and then everyone back onto the coal. Very standard start coming out from Papa Delta there. Palik still tossing a bunch of henchmen just on that coal pile there. Very interesting to see the difference in strategy here. You got Palik, whose main focus right now is just getting as many henchmen as he can out. Meanwhile, you got Papa Delta doing the most standard thing you can imagine. So fairly standard. I know Papa Delta has some interesting creatures. He's very, very good at using multiple different abilities compared to most of the people within this lower bracket. Looks like Palik gets his first rod down, sends 3 henchmen over to grab the geysers, and 2 henchmen to grab the other one. Meanwhile, we got Papa Delta sending 3 henchmen to grab that outer geyser as well, and 1 henchman building up his electricity towers. Interesting start from Palik here. No henchman coming out of Papa Delta. Papa Delta does seem to be having a dead lab right now with nothing going on it. It appears that he actually wasn't sending his henchmen over to the bottom left to grab that geyser. He's actually sending them to the top left. Papa Delta is well known for kind of pushing super aggro. He's done it to me, actually. And then just kind of grabbing an expo that's really close to your lab that you might not have touched yet. Meanwhile, you got Palik getting a decent amount of stuff down, starting off with a swimmer chamber, interestingly enough. Papa Delta still yet to grab anything on his bottom half of the map here. Palik's henchmen are actually walking over to spot Papa Delta's expo that he has set up in the top left there. And we got more electricity towers getting put down by Palik. Palik has just finished his level 2 research. Meanwhile, we have Papa Delta, who finished it a little while ago. He's got his 2 creature chambers up there. He is ready to rush this man to oblivion. Has yet to set anything up on his side of the map, and is just fully getting ready to overload our boy Palik down here, who's ready to respond with setting up his own creature chambers in the choke point up at the top there. He is building a workshop near his base, hopefully trying to get as much of that electricity that he can through his 2 generators that he has. More generators than our boy Papa Delta, actually. He's probably looking to do a little conversion. Papa Delta finally deciding to build more into his own base. And... oh, fuck. My bad, guys. I'll fix that. Sorry about that. I don't know if it replays or not, or stops the replay when I alt tab, but we look like we're getting a decent amount of stuff going on here. Yeah, Papa Delta building a flyer chamber at his base, actually. We got Palik pivoting down into the bottom right here just to get himself going a little bit more. The swimmer chamber is building a... what do we got here? A pure swimmer, actually. A pure swimming electric eel. This is some ancient Tellurian tech, I believe. But looks like Papa Delta is quickly sending in his newest favorite guy, the Home Guard, which are a combination of the rat. And what else do we got down here? A dolphin, I believe? I'm not entirely sure. Just absolutely tearing through Paul Leake's defense there with the one creature. But we got the electric eels just sitting here on Pack Hunter from the distance, but they aren't going to be able to protect his lab at all there. Interesting. Papa Delta finally expanding all of his resources and expos. Meanwhile, he is moving in the Home Guard. And Paul Leake just doesn't have anything standing up here. He is building a research clinic. It does not appear Paul Leake has noticed his stuff here, and I'm not sure if Paul Leake is aware that these guys cannot actually attack as anything but that one geyser right now, so that's kind of L. Papa Delta's Home Guard moving in, going to take out that geyser, cut off his electricity, potentially. Oh, no, just a reposition here, moving in to take out the exchange there, maybe? No, I'm honestly trying to figure out what he's trying to do. He's microwaving them all over the place here. We got the defense coming in with the Gazelle, whatever, I think that's the Hornbill? I don't know what that thing's called, to be honest. Moving in with some more level 2s, with the, I believe that's the Coyote Porcupine. A classic creature, really. Oh, Papa Delta has moved in right above his only expo from Paul Leake with his stealth flyers, who are currently on Do Not Disturb, just waiting for something more to happen. The whole hench line is on the move, guys. The whole hench line is on the move. Oh, here comes the flyers. And they are just moving straight into the base. Paul Leake has left his base entirely defenseless to, for some reason, send his entire henchman line all to the workshop. The great henchman migration has begun. They are now being annihilated by the artillery flyers. The level 2 artillery flyers are taking them out. This has got to be the most Shinter level tactics we have seen in the tournament as of yet. And it is starting off with a hench rush versus artillery flyers. What a play. Oh my god. My boy Paul Leake going too hard. I think he's just running now. I don't know what he's trying to do. The artillery flyers are moving up. They're getting ready to take out the lab. Bro's got 3 ranged creatures and they're almost dead. He's building creature chambers by the enemy base. Do we have a base race? Is this what we're looking at? Boom! Takes out one of the defenders from Paul Leake. Papa Delta is just annihilating him here. 3 creature chambers just can't manage to keep up with these artilleries. They're just killing them all on spawn. He has created the creature chamber and is now completely abandoning that tactic as he realizes his lab is about to get destroyed. He is now taking the bottom right expo. Potentially. Probably not. Oh, he has built henchmen at base and are now trying to build. I can't even tell if it was a sound beam or a lightning tower or an anti-air tower because it died before I could click on it. And there goes his creature chambers. That one is still there, but he's got that going. It looks like pure domination from Papa Delta here. The electric eel pure swimmers are doing work. They have taken out potentially 2 creatures. Are very slowly dwindling down the one top left creature chamber and are slowly going to die to the 2 range medium rocket battery. Intriguing. Papa Delta just making that last for this guy. Suddenly he's starting to take out his base. See if our boy Paul Leake recalls lab defenses in the game, or if he just decides to concede the match here, or if he's not aware that his lab is being destroyed and is too focused on his bottom right expo. We shall find out. The lab defense is here. Paul Leake is here to fight. He is ready to play the game, guys. And it would appear that Papa Delta has decided, you know what, if you're gonna do lab defense, I'm gonna wipe you off the rest of the map. Oh, but Paulik was actually on a flank this whole time with some level 2s that do 12 damage. That's pretty decent. Unfortunately, he has no targeting here, and he was wiped clean. Yeah, unfortunate move. But he's got a bit more coming here. He's got the swimmer chamber as well as a few porcupines ready to fight these level 3s. I don't think it's going to turn out well for him, but we will find out as the rest of his lab falls down. You got to be worrying about his electricity here, as he no longer has electric towers and just has the 2 geysers going for himself. So he's either running out of electricity or his lab's about to overheat. I may have hit the wrong keybind and pulled up the objective thing. Yeah, so just he's still got his henchmen going on the coal pile there. I'm not sure what the plan is here. He's sending all of his creatures to attack on the bottom. The base defense from Papa Delta continues to just overwhelm Paulik's creatures. He's got a level 3 out there now with the Poison Touch. Unfortunately, he is a swimmer creature who he put on land to get mauled to death. Using his abilities to its fullest. Investing in pure swimmers on this map is downright criminal. I'm going to tell you that right now, my friends. Papa Delta just going in and destroying that last expo there. But in the future, Paulik may learn from this defeat in this game 1, and we'll see how he, if he manages to fare a little bit better in game 2. That is going to be his lab falling. Don't get to see the stats at the end, unfortunately, but a rough match overall. Let us take a look at this next one on Soothing Oasis. Going in for the game 2. Unfortunately, now we know it's a 2-game series, but we will see how it goes. Playback over. Don't think this is the one, guys. I'm going to be honest. I don't think this was the one. Is it the first one then? Oculus? I guess it's most likely looking like it's Oculus. Turns out the second game was on Oculus. We got Paulik at the top left, Papa Delta at the bottom right, switching it up here a little bit with it. Papa Delta starting with a very quick start on those electricity towers. We got our boy Paulik continuing with the hench spam on that first thing, prioritizing coal over elect entirely. An interesting start nonetheless. I believe it's the same start they both went with last game. Papa Delta getting all of his henchmen rushed in here as quick as he can. Looking fairly solid overall. Well, Paulik has gotten his electricity tower down much sooner than he did in the previous match. It'll be interesting to see how that contributes to his early game plans. Papa Delta just rushing the henchmen in after getting that first guy in. Paulik going for that early geyser take up on the top there. Doesn't quite have enough coal for it, I believe. That's why he had a little bit of a delay. But has the rest of his henchmen just going here. Dead time on his lab as well. Meanwhile, Papa Delta is just spamming more henchmen here. Interesting to see if Papa Delta goes for his move of a very aggressive expo placement in order to cut off the resources of Paulik as he did in the game 1. Looks like Paulik is looking for a double kind of expansion here, or he might just be going for the geyser. Papa Delta has moved into that top right expo. Meanwhile, Paulik has taken that bottom left just before him. So currently, the income in terms of coal should be up in favor of Paulik. And he is getting his second geyser. Meanwhile, Papa Delta has yet to get one, so he might even be beating him in electricity as well. True, that is a very true fact. They cannot beat your stuff if you don't have a plan. Paulik dropping all these. This guy's here, researching level 2. Meanwhile, we got Papa Delta already on that level 2 rush here. Got his thing there. Got his 2 creature chambers. Very similar to his first game. He has yet to differ from his build order. And Paulik is matching him with a singular creature chamber yet again. But we already got 2 creatures from Papa Delta called the Sapper. Which, let's take a look at this guy, a closer look at this one. Is a, I believe that's a spider mixed with an armadillo. An interesting combo. So we're looking at here. Papa Delta actually building a creature chamber. Might be a swinger chamber behind his base here, getting the rest of his electricity towers. Building a flyer chamber as well. Sending in Sapper and sending in a few more to take out our boy Paulik's creatures, who is faring quite well. He's got a new creature here. He's got the Zebran. Oh, it's a, is that a barracuda? I'm not entirely sure. One of them fish. Zebron James coming in here with the save. The layup coming in from Papa Delta's very weak early rushing creatures. But is our boy Paulik going to send his guys in to prevent this kind of response from Papa Delta? Or is he just going to kind of get sound beamed because of the delay there? I didn't even catch what that other creature was there, but it seems Papa Delta is just managing to outnumber him using the Rat's Home Guard A. With the whatever dolphin-like creature that was. I cannot recall what that one was. So Papa Delta is deciding to go for a full-on hench rush against his geyser while his creatures take out the creature chamber. The Garden Sputterfish is what he's using to respond. He's got the Cuttlefish mixed with another version of the spider. I can't remember which spider is which, but he's just taking himself out by walking straight into these melee creatures. And now they're taking out that geyser. Meanwhile, Paulik continues to not do too much on this left side. He is now building a defensive flyer chamber with all of his henchmen here. He's got 2 creature chambers by his base. Meanwhile, our guy Papa Delta just going a little hard up here, managing to get a decent amount of work done. Is just kind of letting him breathe a little bit while he focuses on his bottom left expansion. Not a whole lot of expanding from our boy Paulik, but it's hard to do that when Papa Delta's breathing down your throat. Sending in his dolphin rats to take out this creature chamber. He's going to get caught out by his cuttlefish there with the camo. But are they going to be able to hold off? They are going into melee range very quick to respond, but just the pure number advantage from Paulik means he's able to hold this off. Meanwhile, Papa Delta coming back at it again with the level 2 art flyers, baby. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Taking out his whole henchman line, bro. The Great Henchman Crisis of 2025. And then you got Paulik responding back with another level 2 flyer, actually, but this one is a full melee. I believe this is a beetle and a eagle, potentially. Moving straight in. He might be actually going... Bro's going for the Barrier Destroy. Bro is way too late for the Barrier Destroy rush. I'm going to be honest. But his creatures fought. They fought. They definitely fought. But unfortunately, Papa Delta just manages to outnumber him yet again with his art flyers going a little bit crazy. Paulik building some genetic amplifiers to try and respond, building more of his cuttlefish with the swimmer, the swimming spider, let's call it. And then you got Papa Delta just chilling with these hens, just chilling, building a decent little army here, sending him a little far away. I'm wondering where his waypoint is set. Okay, just over there, just slightly out of the range of these cuttlefish. He's hopefully going to be able to build up a decent army to be able to take them out. Papa Delta's flyers have been just patrolling this side of the map, not allowing any space for expansion from our boy Paulik here. But Paulik's got a decent amount of these level 2 cuttlefish moving in here, taking out the henchmen first so that they can stop building the sound beam tower, but not quite getting it in time. Now the sound beam tower is up. This is going to cause them a bit of damage, but they are just going to shred through it. He has upgraded the range attack, so they have managed to take that out quite easily. Meanwhile, we got Papa Delta moving in on the left flank here with his Art Flyers going in to take out those hench line yet again, potentially. Yep, there we go. But they might be moving off. Nope, they are going straight there. And then we got the Cuttlefish taking out the Geyser, taking out some of his creatures there, but he's forgetting about his lab here, or he's forgetting about these creatures moving up. They're moving into Camo, taking out this other Sound Beam Tower, but they're not focused on it, so they're not taking that quite quick enough, so they are getting damage from it decently. Paulik manages to actually withhold with his level 2 flyers as a response to the Art Flyers. Quite a lot of henchmen coming in from Papa Delta here, kind of relaxing a little bit, but his creature chambers are getting overwhelmed here. Won't be able to get creatures out enough. The waypoint is still set. They're going to have to come from behind, but there's absolutely no focus here on the micro portion of Paulik's creatures, which with the amount of numbers he's got, he could have easily wiped out this entire expo much quicker, as well as prevented any kind of defense. And then down on this bottom left here, just basic stuff, not really going on here. Paulik kind of building up more of these level 2s instead of going for a research, trying to just manage to hold himself up, respond back with getting more henchmen on the map, potentially take this bottom right or this top right expo, but Papa Delta is doing his damnedest to prevent much by sending a continuous stream of creatures, but he hasn't built anything for a while. Wondering what he might be thinking here, or if he's just kind of letting him breathe and building up, potentially doing some research here, but he's not even doing some research. He is now building main battle creature A. We shall see what this is. We got the Hornet, Man of War, coming in with 300 HP, 18 damage. This thing is quite the bruiser we got going on there. Meanwhile, all these Police Garden creatures are just kind of chilling up here. We got more building up on the bottom, on the left side as well. He's potentially going to try and go for a double flank where he takes both sides of the map. Neither person is going through this mid portion, which is interesting, as in the last match, Paulik rushed those swimmer creatures. You would think he would go for a similar thing. Meanwhile, we got Papa Delta finally taking the first move into this middle of the map. Not spotting anyone at this mid coal pile, wondering if he's going to send some hench to take that over, or if he's just going to use it as a positionary flank. We got the spiders still holding the side flanks. Meanwhile, we have a bit that have responded, and it looks like his main battle creature is absolutely obliterating them. There's not really much hope for the side of Paulik's creature here in this outnumbered fight. Paulik matching back with the zebra there, but still not quite doing enough. Papa Delta lost one creature, and he took out, I believe, 4. So really good trade for Papa Delta there, managing to back off and keep these guys alive as well. Moving back here potentially into his anti-air area, or to move to this range creature that he just built. Medium rocket battery. I don't know about using an art creature to defend your melee creatures that are getting attacked by flyers, but that's just my personal opinion. Why do you have so many henchmen here? But not... What? Okay. Papa Delta getting a bunch of henchmen back here. Oh, it looks like Paulik's actually moving in a bit to take him out, but his creatures are just getting obliterated by all this AoE damage coming from Papa Delta's creatures. There's not a whole lot that these like low HP level 2s can do to basic artillery. They're getting quite... Oh, what do we got here? We got more of them. Aiming straight for the hench line rather than the people doing damage to him. Intriguing. Papa Delta holding back his flyers here just because he doesn't want to completely obliterate this guy. Paulik actually moved into this bottom right expo, making an aggressive move. I don't know if Papa Delta's even noticed. Paulik also pushing this left line, taking out these henchmen, potentially like taking them out just from pure numbers and just over the map all over. Meanwhile, Papa Delta is just kind of turtling. So already looking like quite a better showing from Paulik. Unfortunately, his targeting for micro is just terrible for his strategy. Finally building up his gyros here. Getting a bit more coal going, a bit more resources. Potentially, we got a level 3 here from Paulik. Paulik has managed to secure level 3 for the first time this series, and he is pulling out another spider creature. The spider bull, I believe. I'm not sure which spider this is, but he's pulling out 23 damage. He's upgraded the HP, but I don't know why you're building that when you know Buddy's got flyers. That's all I can really say about that. Papa Delta, once again, holding off the assault. Just kind of letting him breathe a little bit here. Paulik's sending in these guys to take him out, getting instantly slowed by the poison from the chemical artillery from the immediate rocket battery. Poor Paulik is just getting picked on here. His entire anti-air setup that he just set up to prevent these is being taken out by the chemical artillery. No one else loves that art flyer combo quite like this guy. Paulik's still managing to hold his own, but I'm pretty sure it's solely off of the whim of Papa Delta wanting to progress the game a little bit further. Moving in with the heavy assault creep. Damn, that thing's 1,000 HP on level 4. Only 9 damage, so it's mainly just a tank. But that's a big hot of wheat, followed by the Cobra right behind it, the heavy creature destroyer. With the, I wonder, oh, is this the? I believe this is the sperm whale Cobra. Interesting tactics from Papa Delta, as per usual. Manages to get himself completely taken out of this boss side instead of just sending his flyers to take him out. A little bit of mercy, potentially. Paulik using Epro. Epro versus heavy assault creature. Epro comes out on top 24/7. Finally sending your flyers in to take him out. Okay, so this is a... is this a Condor fucking... Can't remember what that thing's called. Papa Delta's very weak melee creatures still taking out this electric generator. Oh, we got Paulik with another creature. We got the Blue Trush. Very high damage. I believe that's a ostrich. Is it Blue Tongue? Blue Tongue lizard, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, I did not study the entire the library. I'm not gonna lie. Too many creatures, man. Papa Delta managing to just keep holding his lab, refusing to go on the aggressive here. But I mean, Paulik has definitely been pushing some aggressiveness here and there to try and whittle his way in. Considering Papa Delta has way less map share than Paulik here at this point. Papa Delta is wholly hanging at his base. Finally got that bottom geyser set up. I'm not sure when he managed to do that. He is now moving into this bottom right expo. Seems to be going fairly well for him. He's lost all of his melees, but he's still got his flyers going, and they only have one sound beam tower, which isn't going to be doing too much. He's moving his flyers away just to avoid getting hit by the sound beam tower here. Fortifying his base a little bit here, building a bit more henchmen. Not sure where he's sending them. Potentially, looks like he's sending them just up to this bottom right expo to retake that. Paulik building up a little bit of an army of his Blue Thrush over here. Really high damage for both melee and range here. One of them is actually already hitting this guy. It's been taking him out slowly, doing a crap ton of damage. Building more henchmen here. Back to building these level 2s. Why are you building it? Like, still taking out this the remainder of the structures from Paulik here. Papa Delta's going a little crazy. You got Paulik building up this pretty fat army. Might be able to take out that flyer army, but not sure how they're going to deal against these heavy battle cruiser creature. I believe we got a anaconda, and I can't quite tell what the legs are on this guy. Anaconda raptor, I believe. Oh. Oh my. Paulique moving into the middle expo. Finally, someone willing to grab it isn't able to build it as Papa Delta's creatures are blocking the build path. And now Paulique's henchmen are all on the move. These level 2s versus level 5s are not working out for you, Paulique. These anacondas are absolutely wiping the floor with your guys. And then you got these fucking spinning cobras on the side here, still making moves, pushing through that sideways, finally moving in with his aerial units, bringing in. They're gonna be clearing off this whole bot side, or this whole right side expo, preventing Paulique from continuing his kind of bit of pushing here. Meanwhile, he's got his ranged creatures just pushing there, just staying stagnant. Papa Delta's moving in for the kill here with his anacondas, potentially just taking out some of his henchmen. But realistically, he is in control of this right side as he has been most of the game. He is now sending his anacondas in more. He's sending in reinforcements, taking out everything that he can. Potentially was just waiting to show off these guys, these anacondas here with the frenzy on it as well. Going a little crazy. Paulique trying his best to kind of hold off here, prioritizing rebuilding this generator. An interesting move, and nonetheless, probably going to be trying to pivot into some defense while trying to build up an army somewhere on the bottom here. Exactly what we're looking at. He's probably going to pull up the lab defense soon here. Yep, there it is, and he is building some creature chambers in the bottom left. Zabron James is pulling up. He has decided to change it to Epo. He is only using 2 of the creature chambers here. He's using the 3rd one here. Epo coming in more. He is now building an army of level 2s to take on someone who he knows has level 5s. Paulique killing the game. Just not quite in the right way. These anacondas are just taking ravage of the entire side of Paulique's base. Papa Delta is not very concerned with this left side. He's just moving in for the kill here. He knows that lab defense is falling soon, so he's just going to keep hitting it and take out as much of his electricity as he can. I'm not sure if Papa Delta even knows about this far left expo, or if he's just concerned with this bottom one. But the creatures from Paulique are moving in to try and take out some of these level 5s with his level 2. Oh, he's pulling out the level 3s now. We got... Oh, Epo's level 3. I didn't realize Epo was level 3. But we do got the Garden Sputtlefish. Not quite doing work at this time. But it would appear that Paulique has still got his lab defense going. Still got enough electricity to keep it up. Doesn't seem to be building more electricity generation anywhere on the map. And it would appear that he's pretty much conceding at this point. Oh, what's the move here? Let's see what these henchmen do. The final hurrah. The final hurrah from Paulique's henchmen. Lab temperature is rising. Almost had a full overheat. He is moving in to the center. He is now moving in to the base. He is doing... Is this a hench rush? Are we seeing a hench rush at 31 minutes into the game? We're seeing a hench rush, baby. And they're all going to die in one tap to these anacondas. But they are doing a decent amount of damage. Unfortunately, that is the end of that match there. Yeah, kind of how she goes. Give me one sec here. We are going to be taking a short break between matches here just to get to our second match. Which, by the looks of it, I believe will be Logic, I believe, versus Sproob. Double check my sheet here. Yes, it'll be a Logic versus Sproob. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to hop into our second game of the week with Logic versus Sproob in our Rex Chance bracket. Yeah, so let's see how this game goes. It would appear we do have 3 matches, starting off with the first match in Midway Atoll. So, got a water map here, so it'll be interesting to see how these guys end up playing that one out.
If we can take out all enemy labs, this island is ours for the taking.
So we are going to be having Logic Crazy 12 on the bottom left and bottom right, and then Sproob on the slightly upper left. Going to be interesting to see how they play it out. Both starting with a... Oh, actually, not start... Oh, he did have his lightning rod there. Both starting with a 1 lightning rod into multiple henchmen start. Sproob sending his henchmen to that top pile. Same with Logic. Logic sending a few people more down to this bottom pile. I don't know if that's a strategic thing or if they're about the same distance. But interesting to see nonetheless. See which one of them makes the first move in terms of expansion. Both just seem to be building henchmen at this time. Yeah, overall pretty standard stuff. Just kind of maxing out their coal piles, making sure they're getting as much efficiency on that coal gathering as possible. Alright. Oh, we got Logic building up his second electricity tower before our boy Sproob here is continuing to build a bit more henchmen. Meanwhile, Logic's actually managing to maintain henchmen as well. Overall, fairly solid. Another lightning rod coming out from Sproob there. And then we just 1 whole lightning rod ahead for Logic here. Sproob still building henchmen. Logic's actually already moved up to level 2 research here. A little bit different. Meanwhile, Sproob is building his lightning rods on the way over to grab that top left geyser there, I believe. Logic has already started his creature building extravaganza by dropping 2 swimmer chambers here. With Midway Atoll here, you are on a mostly water map where you will need amphib to be able to attack, unless you want to do a very strange start. Yeah, starting off real quick here, we got I believe that's the ram mixed with a fish there. I'm not sure which fish, but a fish. Going in as speed guys. So they are very fast swimmer creatures here with a decent amount of damage. We are getting a loner by Sproob up here. A level 2 loner here. Let's see how this manages to fare. Level 2 loner with leap attack, 9 attack damage, but he is going to get a bonus here. He's moving straight past the forces of Logic and getting taken out by his other forces. It managed to take 1 for 1, but that's not really what you're hoping for out of a loner start. Logic has moved in with his level 2s, is starting to take out his hench line up at the front here. Here comes the loner for defense, as well as the henchman going in for a henchman fight here, trying to brawl it out with the pack huntered gazelles, I believe. Yeah, I think they're actually gazelles, yeah. Gazelles and some fish, I'm not entirely sure. But they just keep coming from Logic. Logic just keeps rushing them over. Sproob hasn't had the chance to do much of an expansion, but I mean, on a map like this, there's not really much expanding to do. You can do stuff to get some things, but mainly you want to get that initial lead with this the level 2 aggression here. But Sproob just kind of holding his own with these loner units, tossing a few swimmer chambers on this right side to protect his base. Yeah, deflecting the aggro from the loner there is pretty big. But it would appear our boy Logic is now expanding his gathering and is moving to a secondary geyser here off of his own island. Logic has yet to make that move himself, but I don't think he's been able to under the pressure of Logic's level 2 army. Of these gazelles, they're just going too crazy and taking out everything that he has before he can use it to expand. So, we got a leap attack level 2, low HP, managing to do a decent amount of damage, chunking him down pretty big. But the Gazelles are just retreating, packing up a bit, and getting away from that sound beam tower so they can have an uninterrupted fight against these guys. While our boy Logic manages to come in with some range units here to kind of max it out. They do have Pack Hunter. They only got 3 on them right now, so it is unfortunate they are not quite able to do that bonus damage, but they are still getting a decent amount of range damage to cover for his melee units, while his melee units focus down on some of the structures there, as well as just tanking the damage. But quite a bit of melee units, so he should be fine. He's got 4 of them now. He's just got to move them all in to make sure he gets the Pack Hunter. I think one of them died, or one of them wasn't one in the first place. I'm honestly not entirely certain. Just kind of regrouping all up around here. Kind of really holding around this geyser and this little expo here. Oh, but Sproob has moved up to the top right. Unnoticed by our boy Logic here. I'm wondering how he is going to prioritize this. He's making spiffins. He's making some spiffins. Let's see what he's got from spiffins here. Spiffins. Oh, this is the level 2 loner yet again. He's building 2. Poor Sproob. Meanwhile, he's getting a little railed down here. I'm not gonna lie. But we got a bit of a defense getting built up here. Spiffin's still there. He's sending them with other creatures there, so it's kind of losing the loner effect and costing him a lot more resources than it could need to. But Logic is moving in. He's trying to take down some of these electricity sound beam towers so that he can easily take out these guys without worrying about his creatures dying. Destroy the defense and then destroy the base. Sproob, brilliant. The Boogie Google to defend. The Speed Salsa is what is being mainly used at this time by Logic to deal the most damage out here with these ranged blue tongues. And it would appear Sproob has managed to sneak past even my own view to take this expo, as well as to sneak past that generator and go on completely unnoticed by Logic's henchmen here. I'm not entirely sure if he even notices what's going on just yet. Same with this top right. Sproob is moving in a bit decently. And you got the Gazelles just trying to take out the swimmer chamber, but being easily fended off by the focused force that is Sproob's creatures. And then you got Speed Salsa here taking out the expo from Sproob, getting ready to defend against this assault from Sproob's Mountain Lake. And Sproob easily wiping the floor with Logic's forces here. Logic sending in his level 3, I can't remember what these guys are, but they're the Bro Daddy Cat. I think they're a lion mixed with whatever fish that is. I can't remember what that fish is. Yeah, so Logic manages to come in with the level 3s to defend off the level 2s from Sproob. Meanwhile, Sproob's lab is being focused up, and he is finally getting into a level 3. They both have level 3s, but neither one of them seem to be building a research clinic yet to get those lovely, lovely resource upgrades. But Sproob has finally decided to make his move from the top there with the flank with that loner that he had, as well as sending 2 other little guys here, but they're not really holding up to Logic's level 3s. Just not quite able to hold off in those fights. Sending some henchmen around back to lab. You got Sproob holding a lot of henchmen over here at this geyser. I'm not sure if he's realizing that or if he's too busy microing in a fight somewhere. But overall, pretty solid. He's setting up some more creatures, getting some more production going. Or setting up more chambers to get more production going. Wobblegone Linus. The Wobblegone Linus is moving in. They do have stealth, leap attack, and a high amount of damage. So this is a solid melee kind of frontline creature from Logic. I believe this is... this might be on one of the armies that I've seen. That's one of the default ones. But I also might have just used one of your armies before. Sproob is fending off with his good boys Jimothi. Jimothi holding off the forces of Bro Daddy Cat and Hammer Salsa. But he is retreating, regrouping. Oh, meanwhile he is sending his boy the Fuckerino Pizza The Fuckorino Pizza has moved into the top expo to claim that as his own. Meanwhile, Logic continues to fortify his defense around this bottom expo with his Hammer Salsas, while continuing to build up a bit more of an army at his lab. Potentially, probably going to want to pull these guys back to defend this assault from Jimothi and the Fuckoroni Pizzas. But we will see how that plays out. Lots of henchmen's here. He can potentially build some creature chambers to kind of just speed up the process. But luckily, Logic's creatures have made it here on time to defend too much destruction. Bro Daddy Cat just kind of getting munched on there. Not quite enough, but it's giving Logic enough time to prepare a defense. Building 2 more creature chambers. I don't know if that was the right move to build them right next to where they're already assaulting, but that's kind of how it goes. We got the 2 research clinics coming in here from Sproob, able to kind of come in pretty hot. Sproob got his swimmers here. The pure swimmer artillery. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I call impossible creatures. They are yet again fighting for this lower expo. It is currently in the strength of kind of Sproob to take it out. Oop. Did someone forfeit? I don't know if someone forfeit. I feel like someone forfeit, but it like just ended randomly. Oh, they blew up? Okay, I won't reload it then. Alright, well, that's a easy first win for our boy Sproob against Logic. Logic had the upper hand for the majority of the time, but unfortunately it looks like he had a bunch of kind of dead time there where he wasn't playing as aggro and pushing his lead. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out in Game 2 now that we are on Depario 1v1. Which is just your standard land map compared to a water map. Not very common that people are playing on these water maps, so it's easy to see why someone would get thrown off and maybe not be able to keep up with the strategy. We got our boy Logic Crazy on the right here, and then Sproob on the left. Both doing the very standard Lightning Rod, 3-hand start. Yeah, be interesting to see where these guys differ again, if Logic's going to still be quicker on the expansion in terms of his lightning rods, or if Sproob is going to manage to catch him by surprise and go a little bit earlier than he did in the last game. But he did manage to hold his defense quite well. Decent amount of henchmen getting built up here, decent amount of henchmen getting built up here. Both very standard stuff. Nothing deviating from, I guess, the meta. I'm not sure if I would call it the meta or if the basic strategy. But yeah, one of my favorite maps here, Depario. After that last game, you're wondering if Logic's going to want to push early, because that's what got him his lead in that first game, only to have it thrown away by a bit of poor decision making, I guess. As well as good resilience on Sproob's portion. Sproob is doing his kind of trailing lightning rods, which you don't see many people do. Majority of people you just see do the 4 lightning rods at lab, but Sproob likes to get a bit of a move on in the early game by the looks of it here. And move his henchmen towards his first expansion. Guards are getting built up first by our boy Logic here. And then Sproob is actually starting off with a creature chamber near that middle expo, because he rushed level 2 quite early here. He's potentially trying to catch Logic off guard. Let's take a look at his research. He has just started it, so he won't have anything great to defend himself unless he builds some Soundbeam Tower. So let's see what Sproob is cooking up here. He is sending Smoobert, a spider mixed with a zebra, I think, with herding. He is sending them into position into this bottom portion of the bottom right. He's now moving them into this creature chamber as he sees them getting built up. Doesn't want Logic to be able to get a step on his feet. We got Alien coming out from Logic here. Let's see what he's got there. Backing off real quick, getting the herding bonus, and then resetting into going into that. Oh, we got the Loner, the Komodo Drag. Oh, wait, no, that's not a Komodo Drag. Is that a walking stick? Yeah, that's a walking stick panther. We got the walking stick panther. Gets quickly wiped out by Spruce Spiders here, but Spruce now expanded his Expo into that middle one. Logic is kind of just doing what he can to survive on this lower half. The Soundbeam Tower is doing a decent amount of damage off here. He's got 2 henchmen healing it. You got You got the Beast pulling up to back up the Loner defense from Alien. The Pack Hunter Loner combo goes a little weird, but I can respect it. Gotta love me some level 2 loners. We got the 4-man pack, that typical wolf pack down here. I think that is literally... Or is that a tarantula? Yeah, that's a tarantula, I think. Tarantula wolf, I believe. Yeah. Oh, the archer coming in from Sproob, the Yuba-Doobie. Coming in to try and take out these melee creatures, but unfortunately gets instantly wiped out by Logic's creatures. And now he's on full retreat mode, Sproob. Is sending all of his henchmen back to base to try and prevent them from all dying. And then Logic decides to let them go and continues to just focus down on this creature chamber, as he knows if he's able to take out this Expo, he can move into it fairly easily. Yeah, so strong counterattack, especially from the early rush from our boy Sproob. But Sproob is turtling pretty well here by setting up a very quick creature chamber line. But I don't think he's going to have enough time because these creatures are already moving in. He's going to need to build something at his lab if he wants to have enough time to get these out and able to defend this massive wolf pack that Logic's already got going. He's got that bottom expo, and Sproob has forfeit game 2. These higher games, man, if they know they're going to lose, they call it. I can respect it, but I like these longer games. Moving on to game 3 for Sproob versus Logic. It is currently 1-1. Let's see how it goes back on our first map of the night for another standard start from both sides. Nothing too crazy as of this point. Are we going to see the Papa Delta special of building at this expo and then dwindling their resources for the rest of the game? Or are we going to see a more standard gameplay? Let us find out here. Just building up enough henchmen on both sides, getting their very efficient number of henchmen on there, fully staffing this stuff. Nothing too crazy. Still building a hench on both sides. Sproob is building a hench here, potentially going for... Oh no, just holding off on it, alright. So overall, very standard early game. Interesting to see. Oh, Sproob is going for another early expansion on the enemy side of the map to see if he can manage to dwindle Logic's potential resources. Logic has sent 2 henchmen? Yeah, 2 henchmen to build some lightning rods while continuing to build more henchmen. Sproob is now moving all the way down to the bottom right expo to take this away from Logic, potentially preventing his whole bot side expansion. But if he doesn't have creatures or soundbeam towers to back it up, it's going to be hard for him. Building a bit more electricity towers, going down to this right geyser. Yet again, another move that Sproob is doing. Oh, he is actually not even building up this expo. He's actually building bramble fences to prevent the movement in that direction from Logic. Logic is just kind of continuing to build up his electricity. Meanwhile, Sproob is kind of expanding his base and trying to expand his kind of territory. But he's going to be falling behind fairly heavily in terms of resources, just due to the fact that he hasn't been doing as much as our boy Logic. Like, he's still only got 2 lightning rods to the 4, as well as a geyser for Logic. That's already on its 2nd upgrade. We don't even have a geyser from Sproob here yet. But he does have that bottom right expo preventing the expansion in that direction. But it would appear that Logic's all fine with that, because Logic is actually moving down this left flank while Sproob builds up his whole kind of protection on the right side, splitting this map down the middle vertically rather than horizontally like it normally is. A very interesting kind of maneuver. We're getting more of the beast spawning in from Logic. I'm not sure where he sent all those guys earlier. Oh, he just sent them over here to attack. Oh, we got the classic Mountain Lion Praying Mantis, absolute legendary creature. Defending himself over the lines. We got Beast pulling up versus P-Man. P-Man doing his best to hold off here. He's got the Frenzy compared to just the Pack Hunter, but I don't know if he's going to be able to hold these. It is 4v5 right now for the creatures, but we do have Logic already sending in more creatures. Oh, we got the Porcupine Coyotes pulling up here. Didn't catch their name. We got... I don't know what their name is yet. It's not P-Man. I'm not sure what the other one is, but the henchmen are doing their best to fight him off, but P-Man is just doing his best, but he's just outnumbered. The Beast is just moving in from all angles. There's nothing much that Sproob can do here to defend with just his one creature chamber. You have to build a creature chamber somewhere else on the map and build up an army to be able to fend off of this number, just because of the Pack Hunter bonus is just overwhelming their damage output. As well as the fact that he just keeps sending more. There's nothing really Sproob can do here without expanding elsewhere. So we do see Sproob building a creature chamber down on his bottom right expo. Meanwhile, his whole middle expo has been taken out, opening the entire middle of the map to Logic. Meanwhile, we have a small corner in the bottom right and your own lab up here, but it's just not quite doing enough. We got the Geyser here. Meanwhile, Logic is just holding on to the sides. Logic surprisingly hasn't moved for this left Geyser. Is now moving into the advanced research. We got Sproob just building more henchmen here, not quite being able to hold his own. We got Logic moving into this top left flank to prevent the expansion of Sproob, easily able to prevent him. Like, he's got quite the army already going. That's got to be at least 10, 15, 20 creatures even. Sproob is making dire tactics here and dropping a bramble fence as fast as he can here. Is not quite fast enough as the wolves have already moved in, and it is the wolves versus henchmen. This is more of a caveman fight than you could ever have imagined. The pure wolf versus the henchman just absolutely getting obliterated. Nothing going on here for them. Bot side, he's only got one of the dudes, and they're sending him to attack his henchman, but he's just severely outnumbered. You got your creatures died to his henchmen, while his henchmen killed your creatures. Not a whole lot that you can do here from Sproob. Already on the lab, no lab defense, no nothing. He's potentially... He can't even be doing level 3 research here. He's just hoping for this. It looks like it's going to be another forfeit from Sproob. Reverse sweep from Logic. You love to see it. Unfortunate loss for our boy Sproob. There's only so many things that happen in this lovely game that we call IC. So for now, we are going to get ready for our next match. I believe it is a... Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right back into it with another game here. We only have one replay from this series, unfortunately. The other one was not saved or sent to me, but we will watch the one, and we are looking at Zoe versus Esterex 33. Should be an interesting match. Not too familiar with either one of these people's playstyles, but will be interesting to see how it goes. So let's just hop right on in here with the one match that we have. Load up the game here. Looks like we have our enregister la partie Broadwalk. Let's see how this one plays out. Looks, don't even know if I can load it actually, because it's in the French version. Yeah, it's just gonna boot me because I'm in the French version. Give me 1 minute here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see what I can do. So unfortunately, it looks like I will not be able to watch the match from the French stream. I'm going to try one more time here to load it in, but if it does not, we will be moving on to the Upton Julius bracket, where we have 3 high-level games. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on to our third match of, our third streamed match. Because of technical difficulties or people just not playing the games yet. But we are looking at Gray versus Black Tiger 3. We are starting off with our first match here in Fervor. Let's see how this goes. Gray has been well known as one of the better players within the community, so it'll be interesting to see how he takes on the Black Tigers. Starting off with Black Tiger 3 here. We got Gray up on the top side, going with that standard 3 hench, 1 electricity, or 1 lightning rod. Very standard stuff, pretty much. So far, I think that's all we've seen from everyone, except for the one guy. But should be a fun match to see how it plays out, given these players are both significantly better than me. So I might not even be able to pick up on everything that they're doing, but it's a learning process. Just spamming a bit more henchmen here, getting everything he can here. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right now. Just going for probably the standard 2 hench per cult pile. Black Tiger 3. I believe Black Tiger 3 is well known for earlier rushes. But seems to be maxing out his henchmen there as well. Same with Gray, to be fair. Both kind of doing standard stuff. Gray's actually sending 1 henchman to the side. Interesting that he got him to spawn on the side from the waypoint specifically to build this right away. Probably see a similar thing from our boy Black Tiger 3 here. Yeah, that is not something I've seen someone do, at least that I've taken notice of. Maxing out the henchmen and then sending henchmen to build the rest of the electricity towers. Only building 2 each at their base. Having 3 total each at this point before moving on. Black Tiger 3 building his 4th with some henchmen over at the lab. But Gray actually moving up onto the right here, building a creature chamber first, moving into a sound beam, the last lightning rod, into his workshop. And we have a creature chamber and a workshop being built up by Black Tiger 3. Neither one of them have taken any geysers just yet. Gray sending the henchman to the center there to see what's going on, getting picked off by the loner, sending the boys in there, but he's managing to do a decent amount of damage here. But Gray's able to respond with his frenzy wolves there. What's it called? What does he have it called? Velocawolf, I believe, versus the Electric Gazelle at this point. Black Tiger 3 quickly rushing to build a sound beam tower here to try and fend off of Gray's creatures, but they're just kind of getting wiped out by these creatures. Like, all of his henchmen are dying, but they're able to get the sound beam tower up, but it's not long for this world if Gray manages to get his creatures in and smacking it. But easily defended by Black Tiger's loner here. Just so much damage on this level 2 here. Still, neither one of them have gone for their labs geyser, but lots of fighting going on in the middle here. You got the Cuddly Yoked pulling up there, and the Lemon Manther here. Overpopulation and loner seems like a good combo. Pushing up into this top left, preventing the expansion from Gray, while Gray fortifies his defensive down here at his middle expansion. Gray's creatures and henchmen have moved into the bottom right as well, splitting the map down the middle yet again, vertically. I'm not sure if maybe that's just how people play it, or if that's some new stuff here. I guess it would make sense that people do it that way. Moving the Gazelles in here to try and attack this Expo, attacking his range, getting them out there, seeing what he's got going on, regrouping them a bit more here, building up a bit more of a defense, getting a sound beam tower down there. Black Tiger's going a little crazy, but Gray's holding that bot portion quite decently. He's getting a decent amount of hench going. Finally moving to a first geyser here. Do we got a geyser from Black Tiger 3 yet? Not just quite. Ironically, the thing he needs to build electricity for his electric eels, who cost very little electricity. Very interesting. Matching it with some Gazelle Archerfish, an interesting strategy here. Multiple level 2 range creatures. Trying to kind of overload Gray here. The henchmen just keep moving in closer with these sound beam towers, trying to prevent any form of backlash from Gray's creatures. But Gray managing to hold a decent amount here. Didn't actually grab that top geyser. And actually pivoted towards something else. Nothing quite going on the top side. Just kind of fighting off at this middle expos. Black Tiger manages to take the mid geyser quite a bit earlier when he first made this initial push. Pushing in with the Mountain Lula. I believe this is... the Tarantula with the Mountain Lion. What a... Too far from sound beams and losing them all for free. He is moving them further than he needs to. I can agree on that. But he's managing to kind of definitely deal a decent amount of damage to Gray's structures. Gray's not quite able to defend this just with the pure numbers that Black Tiger 3 manages to overwhelm. But you got Gray making a bit of an aggressive move on this back end with his Velociraptors as well as Cuddlyote. Trying to take out these sound beams, but excellent placement here with the lightning rods in front of the sound beams, preventing the melees from being able to hit it. Is able to wipe out that assault quite easily. Meanwhile, you have his Mountain Lula moving in. Lots of level 2s here from Black Tiger. Able to take that out. Not sure if he's recognized this expo just yet, or if he is not aware of it at this time, but easily defended his lab. Gray's getting rushed here by another level 2 loner. So far, we've seen 4 level 2s, actually, from Black Tiger 3 here. Black Tiger 3 moving back down to his bottom right expo. Gonna spot out Gray's forces and potentially take him down. But actually, he's just stalling right there before moving in with the group. The loner is doing a decent amount of work taking out these lightning rods while kind of... Gray's henchmen are trying to deal with them. They're dealing with them fairly well, at least. The henchman damage as well as the Velociraptor doing a decent amount of damage, taking out those creatures. Not a problem. But Black Tiger 3 is pushing on to level 3 research as he's got sound beam towers everywhere. Gray's finally moving up to this top left expo that he has been kind of holding off on for a little bit here while focusing on the middle and bot side. More sound beam towers going up from Black Tiger here. Seems like he is, as much as he is assaulting with his creatures, he is building up defensively with his structures. Quite interesting to see. He knows about Gray's bottom right expo here, but has yet to do anything about it besides that initial assault. Pulling up with the Calaraf and the Gorodon. It's a gorilla something. I can't remember the name of that dinosaur. This thing is looking goofier, as well as this thing. These guys kind of just chilling back here, but really solid creatures. Herding, horns, regen, and charge attack goes pretty crazy. Level 2's getting out here from Gray, the Cuddlyote. Gray moving into this geyser here, trying to get a bit of a resource generation. Probably hoping to get some conversion. Unfortunately, he's going to get instantly spotted by the Cataraf. And it takes out that gyre, that geyser, so it's a little rough. Yeah. Gray with a bit of an assault on this bot side, missed it earlier there, but he's managing to kind of at least put a bit of pressure on Black Tiger 3. Backs off here to get some of that regen, as that's one of the best portions of these geckos, but it looks like Black Tiger 3 has decided to make his move and is now pushing into the lab of Gray, managing to take out most... Oh, Gray has blown his lab and is now moving on to Game 2 at a deficit. Gray, if you're watching, is Depario Game 2 or is Walheim? I'm going to guess it's Depario. We're going on to Depario. Oh, it says time? I didn't notice that. I saw it earlier and I thought it was I thought it was like the length of the game. Standard starts both sides. Gray going with his signature gray color. Depario on Depario, 1v1 on the left side here. And then you got Black Tiger 3 on the right side, rocking that campaign green. Overall, more standard stuff coming out this way. Nothing too surprising as of yet. Just gonna take a sip of water here. Stay hydrated, folk. It's a very standard kind of gameplay. See how they mix it up with their armies this time. A lot of level 2s on that last army from Black Tiger, and I'm not entirely certain if he's running the same or if he switched it up for game 2. Dropping more henchmen down, moving them out. Got the 2 lightning rods, building one on the way over to the expo. We saw Sproob do this in one of his matches on this map. But let's see if he grabs this expo or if he does what Sproob did and move over to this one. He's moving his henchmen down, might be moving to this geyser or these expos here, but we'll see how that plays out. Guys are getting built up by our boy Black Tiger. Lots of henchmen and stuff. Already got level 2 research going. They're about even on level 2. Looks like Gray is actually doing the same strategy and build order as Sproob from the Rex Chance bracket there. Gets his thing down, sending more henchmen over. It looks like Gray is actually looking for a bit of a strangle tactic by taking some of the expo. Oh, actually, he might just be using a henchman to scout here. Oh no, he is attacking the buildings. And we already got some creatures coming out from Gray. We got the Velosa Wolf coming at it again with a early rush with Frenzy, able to take out these creature chambers, doing a decent amount of damage here, but the poor course is popping out very soon here. Going to be able to do a amount on it. Got Quill Burst, going to pop off these back guys. Henchmen managed to build up the Soundbeam Tower. The Warwolf are almost done taking out this creature chamber, but the henchmen seem to be repairing it at the same rate that they're able to damage it. But they might be able to make it go with this last bit of extra work coming in with the Frenzy. But it manages to stay alive just for 1 second longer. It's another creature out, but they manage to take it out. The henchmen are doing work. The Soundbeam is doing work. Manages to fend them off. Takes out the creature chamber. And just gets it built up again. Sending it into 4 guys. They're not going to be able to handle these quill bursts. And they are going to just get blown to smithereens there. Sending the henchmen back to the coal pile to kind of start gathering there. As they've now fended off the full attack of Gray. Gray's starting to pivot into building his Cuddly Oats. Gray sending 3 henchmen up to grab this top right geyser, prevent Black Tiger 3 from taking it, while kind of attempting to build up a bit of a defensive line with his Cuddly Oats. Taking out that geyser. Not much going on in his lab right now, just kind of, well, literally nothing going on. And then more henchmen getting built up by our boy Black Tiger. Black Tiger setting himself up for success here with a lot of just kind of expansions. You got the henchmen getting built up by Gray now, managing to set himself up, getting a genetic amplifier down to boost some of his creatures, and grabbing that second geyser. We might be looking for a bit of a turtle here as our boy Black Tiger 3 continues to push in, taking out this upper geyser potentially, sending creatures in. It'll be interesting to see if Gray's going to try and respond. He's sending his Cuddly Oats in there. Meanwhile, we got Black Tiger with the Pork Horse, and what is this guy here? We got the Blue Tongue Gazelle. Pulling up a decent amount of these guys over by his initial expo there, but they are moving in. They are flanking our boy Gray's Cuddly Oats and just taking him out very quick. Not much. They kind of full pincer maneuver almost. Got the interesting henchman line here, Gray. And then these guys are getting taken out there. Oh, moving down to there, building that workshop. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. We got more Cuddly Oats coming in. Are we going any defensive here? Nope. We're still sticking here. Kind of trying to prevent Black Tiger from expanding. Probably going to start to look to expand in this once he manages to hold this line fairly well. building a bit more creature chambers to kind of try and match the production from Black Tiger 3. Black Tiger 3 does have quite a bit more resources going for him right now, but we still have both electricity generators. Oh, no, Gray has lost one of them. Doesn't have that one yet. So Black Tiger 3 is just kind of... Oh, we got this one here. No, that's also Black Tiger 3. Yeah, so Gray is just kind of falling behind here in terms of general resource gathering. But in order to expand any further, Black Tiger 3 is going to need to push through him. And we got enough of these cuddly yotes taking these guys out where he's able to move back into this electric generator. But we've already got level 3 from Black Tiger 3, who's pushing in with his Cataraphs, who are we were just doing lots of damage last match. And we got the Pork Horse walking in, potentially looking to switch back here. We're not sure if he was trying to focus these guys first. But we got... Oh, Cuddly Yotes microing into the Cataraphs, stopping them from... trying to prevent them from getting their artillery damage off on more than just themselves as well. But Black Tiger 3 is doing a pretty strong push and able to kind of hold him down. Meanwhile, a lot of microing coming in for the Cuddly Yotes from Gray, kind of trying to prevent his guys from dying while also letting them build up HP using their regen. And is actively upgrading. We got some level 2 variations here from Gray, building some early art. Trying to take out some of these sound beam towers, but they're just not quite doing enough damage here without getting shredded. They're just getting blown up by these sound beams as well as the creatures. They managed to take out one, and here comes the Porky Bear from Black Tiger to kind of fend off the fight here. Still looking for Gray to expand a bit more in his own kind of area, but he's holding them off quite well, so it's hard to complain on that end. Building a genetic amplifier and a creature chamber here to try and kind of fortify this guy here. This is still fortified. He's still holding his own pretty much perfectly. And Black Tiger 3 just can't manage to push past this line right now without suffering the consequences. Still has that top generator, but I think they managed to take it out, and then he had to rebuild a new one. What do we got here? We got the Ramala. The muskox lion is named after the ram gorilla. Interesting. Yeah, so massive fortification on this bottom expo. Middle expo is fully taken. This middle of the map is completely unpassable by Black Tiger right now without being able to take these fights. I'm not entirely certain how he does against these guys because his creatures all fairly low in terms of melee. He's got a lot of ranged creatures. Oh, he's got these guys here. The Pork-Giraffe. We got the Porcupine Giraffe chasing off the Ramala, but they're both so slow that they're both just kind of running away from each other. Meanwhile, we got the bottom side here. We got Black Tiger 3 moving in his forces on this bottom expo, but the Gianta Z is just there and ready to attack them, taking them out pretty quick. Absolutely negative affected Quill Burst there, not hitting anything. And it looks like they're actually holding off quite well against their creatures here. Black Tiger 3 is getting pushed in. Gray is moving in on the aggressive for the first time this match. Or at least for the first time in a while. He moved in aggressive at the beginning. Nice Quill Burst here, getting a decent amount of damage onto their front line. Able to take out one of their creatures, but these giant Z's just seem to have way more HP than like they would lead on to. But managing to fight them off with more Quill Bursts, sending more guys over and over and over. The Pork-Giraffes are just doing their job and managing to take out the artillery line. Gray is actually retreating his creatures all the way to his lab. Oh, because something that I've completely missed this whole time, the Pork-Giraffes are moving in on Gray's base, absolutely tearing him to shreds here on the backside, but he's unable to get the sound beam tower as it's protected by his 2 lightning rods. Henchmen rebuilding the base, rebuilding everything, fortifying the defenses. I was caught off guard more than Gray was by the looks of it. Sending the mountain line sending the Ramillas to finish defending off these guys. The Quill Burst able to do a decent amount of damage to the henchmen, but not able to actually make anything serious happen. Decent amount of push from Black Tiger 3, which is what you expect to see from players at this level. But hard number advantage coming in after that failed assault from Black Tiger 3. Now we got Gray with a lead in terms of creatures on the map, but he's just playing he's playing a lot of macro here, trying to not get taken down by these Soundbeam Towers. Oh wait, no, that's his Soundbeam Tower, but he's not trying to fight this Soundbeam Tower. And he's also waiting for the rest of his army to regroup. But you got to be worrying about the artillery kind of self-damage onto his front line here. Potentially not the best, but maybe he's just hoping these guys die and then having these guys buy them enough time to kill their backline. We're sending more in here. Looks like that is going to be the main creature he's building right now to cover up his front line to prevent them from hitting his backline. And doing a decent amount of damage overall. The Quill Burst able to do a decent amount, fending him off a little bit. But still just not quite enough. These giant Aziz are just doing their job and easily taking them down. Backing off really good macro there from Gray to prevent the Quill Burst from getting a decent amount of damage onto his backline. Gray's now finally taken full advantage over his earlier push and has expanded his resource gathering all over his side of the map. Put a bramble fence up there to prevent any backdoor entrances, and is now on the aggressive as he feels fully confident in his fortified defense. The sword-eating barbs from those giraffes are definitely doing a number and doing some self-medicated damage onto his backline as well as the front line, but Gray's just got all the resources he needs where he can just keep pumping out these creatures. It doesn't matter if he can pump out more than Black Tiger can if Black Tiger's creatures are beating them. The sheer numbers advantage on the side of Gray here is going to just basically convince him of the lead. Unless Black Tiger manages to find a way to turtle in this back half, setting up some defensive creature chambers or something. He's building more Porker Rafts to try and defend it, to kind of expand his defense. He's got the Cataraph from the backside creature chamber taking out that middle Expo to try and kind of slow down the assault of Gray here. But Gray is moving on to his level 4s. We got the Aspinall, let's just call it Aspirin, Rhino Giant Ring. I think it's the Rhino and the Ringed Octopus going crazy. Ramillas moving into the lab. A few Soundbeam Towers up, leading to a kind of measly defense by Black Tiger here. Kind of looks like he's almost giving. Yeah, he has given the match. He has forfeited and moved on to game 3. We are looking at a 3-game series. We are 1-1 right now. Could be anyone's match. Let us see how this third one goes. We are loading in onto Walheim 1v1 for the final match. This is a nice big map, nice long, potentially a nice long game. Lots of back and forth here. We got Gray at the top left, and then we got Black Tiger 3 in the bottom left here. So they're most likely just okay. I've never played on this map, so I didn't know that this whole side of the map was empty. But we are looking at this left side of the map here. This might. What do you guys think? Should I look at it from this side, or just look at it from the standard view? Is this going to throw people off too much? What do you think, guys? Should I watch it like this, or should I have it the other way? We just got the basic start from both sides. Building a lightning rod. Another lightning rod early from Black Tiger. Another one from Gray. Both doing their slightly more advanced version of the standard start, I believe, is what I would call it. Building up a decent kind of, got the 4 going. 4 going on this end. Let's see how this one plays out. Level 2 research started from both sides. Oh, nope. Level 2 research started first from Black Tiger 3. Gray has yet to start his level 2 research. but he is moving to that top middle geyser, as well as Black Tiger 3. So a bit earlier on the geyser movement, potentially. Yeah, just slightly earlier, but behind on the research. It'll be interesting to see how that affects his game. We got Black Tiger 3 already taking this middle left expo. Should be pretty advantageous. Gray playing quite a bit more defensive than he did in this last game, but setting up all of his geysers as he can. Build seems to be probably going for a high conversion build, where he gets a lot of electricity going. I could be talking on my ass, but that's more likely the case. Come to think of it. Building a sound beam tower just to defend his 2 creature chambers here. He doesn't want to get early overwhelmed. We got the Mountain Larp, the Mountain Lorpian pulling in. It's actually a Velociraptor Beetle. And the Termite Rat is already in his area. We got a decent kind of push strategy coming here from Black Tiger 3, getting a lot of early aggression straight into the lab. Going for early infest. Interesting decision here as they're pushing hard, and then now we got all the henchmen from Gray's side doing what he can to smack people if he can. It'll be interesting to see how he manages to defend this. The infestation is just going to get healed up by the henchmen healing it. The Velociraptors aren't living that long. Black Tiger 3 still got a few more rats just chilling there, but they are already fairly low. And it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to actually get enough damage off onto the tower, or onto the lab. And Gray's going to manage to prevent himself, but this does set him behind a fair bit because now he has to rebuild his entire kind of base area, including all but one of his lightning rods. A true unfortunate early start, but he already had a decent amount of stuff going for him on this portion of the map. Meanwhile, Black Tiger hasn't pushed into this side of the map for himself yet, just maintaining his lead in this kind of side push coming in from the side of Gray's lab. Some of Gray's henchmen seem a little bit confused, but that's kind of how she goes sometimes. He'll notice soon enough. We got a few creatures coming in. We got the Poison Frazel. Oh, it's a Poison Frog Gazelle, but it's actually a Spitting Cobra Anteater. Okay. The Turmoil Rat is moving in. Oh, what are these? Oh, we got the Archer Gazelles moving in. The something Velociraptor moving into the lab, trying to take out some of the henchmen. The Archerfish moving up. Level 2 Archerfish. They are getting taken down pretty quick by Gray's forces. Yeah, they did not stand a chance. They got wiped. And Gray's got his melees here. The Rat Horse. Doing a decent amount of plague damage, decent amount of just damage in general from these guys pushing off Black Tiger's assault. Black Tiger coming in with the Blue Tang Raptor. Man, that thing looks goofy. Bro, it's thick. As well as the Velociraptor Narwhal? No, Beetle. I already pointed out. Gray pushing in on this side expo, managing to catch Black Tiger 3 off guard a little bit, taking out some of his expo. While is this a assault from Black Tiger 3? Nope, this is Gray moving in a little bit, just kind of seeing what he's got going on in his lab, see how vulnerable he is. And Gray is actually taking them all out with his Spitting Cobra Anteaters, the Poison Frazel. Oh, we got the Gorgopus. The Goropus. The Gorgopus. Interesting looking creature. High damage, medium HP, and decent amount of armor, especially when you match it up with the herding. We got a digging level 3 web thrower loner. This thing is going to be putting in work at this base here, man. No defensive setup just yet. All of Gray's creatures are too high up to answer this loner damage, but are we going to be seeing his henchmen take out the loner, or is the loner going to take it out? He uses web throw, stuns 4 of the henchmen and manages to do a decent amount of work here. Is now trying to take out the sound beam tower, doing so much there, and taking out pretty much the entirety of his hench line at his lab yet again. Gray manages to respond, and he backs off using the baboon bull, a classic creature. But we moved the loner a bit down, moved him down to this other expo, see if he's going to use it to take out those hench lines as well. Managing to have a decent little fight here in the kind of middle expo on the left. The blue-ringed octopuses aren't quite getting their hurting bonus just yet, but they do got that regen, so they will be getting it shortly after a few more spawn in, and they'll heal up to fend off against Gray's next assault. We got the Boo-Boon Bulls going to answer that loner that Black Tiger 3 has snuck into that middle expo, managing to take it out pretty quick using the horns as well as the sound beam tower to give them the keen sense. Yeah, overall, really solid defensive play by Gray. Gray's moving in. He's got the Pack Hunter on the Bulls now. And they are moving in to take out this middle expo. Or to defend this middle expo, I should say, because he's already claimed it for himself. Already pushing kind of Black Tiger into a corner here while he continues to expand. Will be interesting to see if he's going to go for this first or move down and try and take out this expo. I believe the right call would be moving towards this and kind of claiming that as his own as well. Since you know that's kind of where he's got all of his creatures set up. You might go for this one, though, to take it out, since he doesn't have any defenses on it. But it looks like we are sending another loner up to Gray's base yet again. Good gameplay. He is just getting taken out by the sound beam tower because it was in dig, and he did not realize. Quite a lot of damage coming out, though. Taking out both these sound beam towers. Henchmen are building more sound beam towers. Takes out one of them. Complete waste of gold. Starts smacking them. Takes out that other one themselves. Meanwhile, Gray tried to make an assault on this middle expo and got shut down by... We are building many sound beams to counteract all these digging loners that he keeps sending. Pretty solid. But it looks like we are pivoting on Black Tiger's sake. Why does this guy feel like he's got like 16 different versions of the level 3s? Does bro have one level 1? One level 5? We got the Electric Eel Camel coming in, and then more Garopus. But Gray's army is moving into this left side expo, deciding to take this out first to expand his resource gatherment. We know that all of the Black Tiger 3 creatures are down in that middle expo. It's not responding yet. He's moving them now that the assault has been gone through. The henchmen are on the run. And what do we got backing him up here? We got the Disquirus McCringleberry. A Velociraptor Giant Anteater combo coming in with a Frenzy, smacking these guys down, taking them out. Lots of range here with the Bull front line, able to easily push him hard down this backside. We got Gray immediately taking that middle expo, sending everyone from the other middle expo over just to build a whole expo over there, while he moves all of his creatures in onto the assault mode of what he knows is Black Tiger's only other expo. Black Tiger's henchmen doing their best to keep their creatures alive, but with this amount of numbers disadvantage, you are just getting cooked, my friend. You are not getting out of this. Why are you rebuilding your repair shop? Bro, what are you doing, man? Oh, we got 2 artillery coming out from Gray. We got the Hench Hater. I wonder if this creature is meant to destroy a hench line. And it looks like they're moving into this lab hench line to prevent any kind of comeback. Oh, but they're facing off of these, absolutely obliterating that sound beam tower, though. Oh, but he manages to get sonic beamed and takes out most of them. But unfortunately, Gray's just got the rest of his army to come. You may have killed one, but the army's still coming, man. Taking his time, taking out this generator, making sure that if he pops up the lab defense, not much is going to happen in the back end. Yeah, kind of just pushing in here. 3 sound beams set up, but at this point, it's well over for Black Tiger 3. We see that Gray's just got the numbers advantage, got the resource advantage, and Black Tiger 3 won't be able to do much to recover from this. He's got 3 Sound Beam Towers fending off against like 18 creatures who all have Frenzy and are taking out those Sound Beam Towers as we speak. Really good target selection from these Anteater Velociraptors, and now they are focusing down the lab, and that is going to be the victory going over to Gray, moving into a 2-1 series for this first matchup of the week there. Or for their first match. We are now going to be looking at our next match, which I will be loading up shortly. Just 1 second here, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are now about to hop into our second to last game of the night. We are grabbing our boy Girthquake versus Black Tiger 1. Another one of the OGs versus one of the GOATs. You guys decide which one's which. We are going to be hopping onto our first game at Depario 1v1. Let's see how Girthquake manages to fend off against Black Tiger 1. Be interesting to see how these two play the games compared to Gray and Black Tiger 3, as I believe they both often play against each other. We got... Wait, Skitter. This is apparently the wrong match set. My bad, people. Give me 1 minute. Okay, let's give this another go, shall we? Let's see. Starting off with Depario 1v1. Still, the goated map. Everyone loves this map.
After we take out the enemy left, this island would make for some nice beachfront property.
So, just for the start here, let's just see how these guys are both starting off. They both got the single lightning rod, just kind of chilling there. And, yeah, kind of just standard stuff there. I will hold the thing here, as I've been informed that it looks kind of bad when I move around a lot. So, I'm going to do my best not to do that. Yeah, I could probably zoom in a little bit here. Cuts them off. All right, we'll leave it right here for now. Yeah, a lot of henchmen going from both sides. We got one lightning rod on both ends as well. We got Girthquake on the left here in his signature dark blue, and then we got Black Tiger 1 in the yellow. I think that's also might be his signature, but I'm not entirely certain. Overall, so far so good. Can't complain here. Both guys doing their standard stuff. Girthquake actually looking to build his lightning rods earlier on. Interesting how Black Tiger 1 actually has the very similar build order, or almost identical build order and build locations to his sibling Black Tiger 3 there. Got a geyser going up already for Black Tiger 3. Meanwhile, we got Girthquake just starting on his geyser there. Earlier on the level 2 research, though, is Girthquake. We'll see if he also goes with the standard play. He's actually doing an interesting move here where he actually blocks off that early to prevent it. They both actually managed to do that. Just to prevent any kind of early movements. Going over to this hench pile. Both sides kind of playing the map very standardly. Let's see how they compare to each other here. Girthquake building his creature chamber later, which is very interesting to see as he started on the research first. Still no creature coming out of Black Tiger 3. We got the Mountain Lagoon pulling up. We got two of these guys. We got the... What is that? I think it's a mountain lion baboon? I honestly don't know. I'll stop moving around. Sorry about that. The mountain lion is something, but they're moving in. They're high damage units, decent amount of HP. But we got Girthquake replying back with a digging loner, moving into the enemy lines. The Mountain Lagoon actually moving in. Girthquake coming in with a Gimpy McFrugal, moving all the way into the enemy's lab. Getting ready to do that, but he's got a nice little Fluffster, ranged pack hunter creature holding off his base. Black Tiger's moved his creatures into an aggressive position. Meanwhile, Oh, the loner alt, the loner artillery, managing to take out 2 lightning towers. Big move, big moved. But we got the blue tongueita right here, able to do a decent amount of work. Can't complain too much about that. Let's move over here. We got all those spiders that he's got going on, able to easily take out these mountain lagoons. Fluffster just doing a lot of work here, setting all of his henchmen up here. He's going to be looking to expand inwards, trying to create more of a defensive line. And the blue tongueita is moving up to this top geyser to try and take that from Girthquake. Girthquake instantly met by them by sending his henchmen up there, managed to get taking out most of his henchmen, but his fluffsters are on the move, on the prowl, getting in there, able to take out those 2 blue tongueitas fairly quickly, and then instantly going for the henchman to try and take him out. His henchman's still alive, taking out the generator as well, just kind of making the move happen. You got the Ratodon pulling up here from Black Tiger 3 to try and contest, but he's just going to get outnumbered and just completely obliterated by these high damage outputting range meal. The level 3 with Plague is going hard, but they're just managing to get taken down before they can even approach the enemy. Girthquake moving to this bottom middle expo after managing to take that. Henchman about to find a rude awakening here. Starts building a genetic amplifier here. Right as he starts getting rushed by the Plague Rats and the Catermel. The Catramel? The Camel Caterpillar. But Girthquake moving his creatures in to defend his brand new generator, able to push off the assault of Black Tiger 1. The digging creature is on the move, trying to go for that the center there yet again. Gonna come with the undig, probably target the sound beam first. Actually, no, he's going for the hench line. Gonna try and take them out. He's gonna fumble that a bit there. Gonna manage to get himself kind of smacked around a little bit there. But does he got regen? He does not have regen. He's gonna be going for the electricity rods now, the lightning rods, because they were not fully healed. Managed to take out 1. Meanwhile, this fight going up at the top. Soundbeam Tower is backing up Girthquake, but he is sending his creatures in to prevent the artillery splash damage, getting the melee range while he still has some. His creatures are just getting wiped off the face of the earth as the high damage output from the artillery on the Catermel is just too high for his low HP range units. He's going to need some kind of fronty tank client with the ugly ass duckling pulling up, but he's coming in with the frog legs, just moving in more range units into the artillery caterpillars. Going to be hard for him to take him out as his creatures. These guys do have a bit more HP, but they're still going to get hit by that splash damage, which isn't going to be fun for Girthquake. They're kind of pivoting away to avoid getting all of the splash damage onto them, but he manages to take out a few of their guys. Meanwhile, they got the Boomerang Billiam pulling up here. The Gazelle mixed with, I can't remember, the Rattlesnake, I think? Yeah, Gazelle mixed with the Rattlesnake, moving in there, taking a decent amount of damage off of those Catermels. But Girthquake is kind of pivoting his creatures down to this bottom half in order to avoid the artillery that Black Tiger is putting out, and is now moving back into this lower expo. Is he going to target this, or is Black Tiger going to manage to build it? Gazelle Brachiosaurus. Brachy? Could be. Oh, but it looks like Girth's upper generator is getting taken out by these Catermels pretty quickly. Meanwhile, Girthquake is still taking this bottom expo. He's going to get caught out from these guys flanking them. They are aiming at their creatures here. So looking for the artillery splash. But we're coming in with some bombardiers. Bobsworth the First coming in to take out those artillery. So much range on these bombardier beetles that it's just so hard for you to match unless when you have a decent front line already backing it. Suppose they have a decent amount of damage with that 5 damage, able to quickly make way with Girthquake's, with Black Tiger's front line, and just moving in. We are getting a lot of chemical backlash onto Boomerang Billion, but Bobsworth the First is doing a good amount of damage and able to dwindle down the forces of Black Tiger 1 for a decent while. Meanwhile, Black Tiger 1 is just kind of starting to take the top side of this map here. And Girthquake's kind of holding his own, pushing out, using the range on these Grizzly Bear Bombardier Beetles to try and back up his front lines and his less ranged guys with the Blue Tongues, the ugly ass duckling. But the Boomerang Billion or Billion? Boomerang Billion. First one going down there, but Girthquake's got a decent amount of stuff going on here. And it looks like Black Tiger 1, I believe. Yeah, Black Tiger 1. Yeah, Black Tiger 1 was actually going for a flank onto this top pit, which is a good which is good news for Girthquake since he managed to build that Bramblefest in the early game to prevent the backdoor. But he's still using these Bombardier Beetles, taking out most of Black Tiger's creatures, but he's lost his front line. Part of that was partially from the splash damage of the chemical bombs, but another part of that was just from the defense of Black Tiger 1, who manages to have a really strong fortification on this bottom expo and this electro generator. But Girthquake does have the majority of the map, sitting around 60% presence, able to take out this top generator, most likely backing off of this Bombardier Beetles, while the camels start to move in and start to push back. These blue tongue big ugly ducklings are probably gonna. Oh no! They managed to dodge the rocks and prevent themselves from dying. It'll be this guy's gonna die real soon. Though he's got 4 HP. As soon as these guys pull up, bada bing, bada boom, he's gone. Poor fella. But just pure number advantage here, taking him out. But the splash damage is actually doing a lot of work onto your creatures here. From both sides, because apparently you're hitting your own creatures all the time. You got the Frenzy going now, so this should be doing something. Going to start targeting that generator, pushing in a bit more, taking that upper generator, and wondering what Black Tiger's plan is here to withhold these forces, because Girthquake is coming in with a lot. And it's just really hard for Black Tiger to match. Black Tiger's making more henchmen, trying to get more coal out, trying to build more of these camels, but I don't think that's the move. I don't think you're going to be able to hold them off. I think you're going to need some high melees. But he is managing to clear them out fairly well, but Girthquake's creatures are just too numerous and too spaced out where they're not able to quite clear them as needed. The henchmen are dying here, chemicals as well as the blue tonguers. They're just taking out all of this. All of his expos are going on. Black Tiger 1 looks like he's on the very edge of his back foot. He's only got the 3 HP Soundbeam Tower left at his base to defend after Girthquake's managed to take this bot expo. Be interesting to see if Black Tiger 1 tries to do something defensive at his base, or if he's just going to kind of concede here and concede the game. Looks like he's conceded the game entirely. We are moving on. Excellent game from Girthquake in game 1 here. Really showing a decent amount of kind of counterplay and kind of counter strategies to be able to take out all those artillery that he was just getting bombarded with by Black Tiger 1. Overall, really well played by Girthquake. Let's move on to the second game here. We are looking at a Oculus DeLorean mod map. Let's see this guy. No telling what evil plans. We got Girthquake in the bottom right, Black Tiger in the top left. Let's see how this one plays out, guys. This beginning bit was fairly similar from both sides, but Girthquake decided to push in a little bit more. We'll see what he ends up doing this game. Overall, though, fairly solid strat from these last games. Wondering if Girthquake can keep up momentum, or if he will fall off. Yeah, decent amount of kind of just basic movements here, just doing their regular stuff, maximizing their coal power, getting all staffed up. Nothing too crazy here, just more henchmen, both sides. We'll see how she goes. Be interesting to see if they're running a different army than this last game. But Girthquake is already building his second lightning rod. Meanwhile, Black Tiger 1 actually manages to build his first. As Girthquake is moving to the geyser first, though. But Black Tiger 1 has yet to move to that upper geyser. But Black Tiger is on the aggressive here. Girthquake and Black Tiger both have level 2 research in queue. Black Tiger a little bit sooner. But he is moving into that expo to try and prevent Girthquake from taking it initially. They're both kind of just building it against each other. Not a really whole lot they can do at this point. Black Tiger's pivoting first to building the creature chamber. Girthquake has more henchmen and might be able to make something work here. But smart move by Black Tiger 1, switching to a Soundbeam Tower here on one of his henchmen to try and kind of battle act. Girthquake quickly answering with it. And it'll be interesting to see who manages to come out on top here, as the numbers are fairly even. But the Scorpion Lion doesn't manage to be doing much. The Mountain Lion Beetle, he's currently sending to Girth's lab. Bit of a rush going on here. And if Girthquake can hold off on this, it might be very beneficial for Girth, because a lot of resources are getting invested here. Meanwhile, Black Tiger still hasn't expanded anywhere elsewhere. I mean, neither has Girthquake, but Girthquake at least has that one generator. Meanwhile, Black Tiger 1 has yet to acquire a generator, so his resources will be on the lower half. And he's spreading Girthquake's forces fairly well with these henchmen. Or Girthquake is spreading the henchmen fairly well, but the Gazelle's coming in with the splash damage, hitting all three of Girthquake's structures, but is quickly dying to the hench rush on the side of Girthquake. Girthquake sending one creature all the way over to Black Tiger 1's lab, only for one henchman to chase it and to try and kill it, only for that henchman to run away. Oh, but now they're running back. We got quite the fight over here. Oh, the micro is crazy here in this hench versus creature fight. And the henchman wins. By the looks of it here, we're having more hench fighting going on and more lab rushing going on by Black Tiger 1. Meanwhile, Girthquake manages to have not... Oh, he's got his single creature up here. We got me Needle Paws at your sack. We'll have to go to the analyst desk to figure out what's going on with that name there. Yeah, Girthquake's kind of cooked. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm hoping for some kind of comeback here, but I don't think he's making it. The Archer Zell has taken out all of his electricity. These guys are taking out the creature chamber. Bro's got 7 henchmen. He might be cooked. He's got the one creature going hard on Black Tiger's back end. But I don't think Black Tiger's even worried about it, because he doesn't think he's going to be able to die to him anytime soon. Especially now that he's got that one Soundbeam Tower there to hold off of the one creature, which makes perfect sense. Meanwhile, Girthquake just has no resources at this point. He's just only gathering coal, building more henchmen to try and get his henchman line going. But he's got this one generator with a maximum, which should be giving him a decent amount of elec, but not as much as he'd probably hope for. But looks like Girthquake's finally building some lightning rods. He knows Black Tiger's on that left flank, so he's going to build them on the right side of his lab just to avoid them getting killed in the initial aggression. And try and get up as much elect as he can. Building up even more henchmen here. And he has blown his lab. Girthquake has given up in this second match. We shall move on to the third match, which is looking like it will be on Depario 1v1. Yet again. We got Black Tiger on the right, Girthquake on the left, just like game 1. See how this one plays out. Both going for that standard 3 hench, one lightning rod, and then everyone back on coal. Very standard. Pretty much what I'm assuming what you're going to be seeing for most of the tournament. Unless we get some cheeky hench rushes going. But we'll have to wait and see if that gets played. Black Tiger already starting on his second electricity rod. Meanwhile, we got Girthquake still building just hench and gathering coal. Potentially just thinking about what he's looking to do here. I'm probably going to start building that second lightning rod now. A little bit behind Black Tiger as Black Tiger's finishing up his. See where Black Tiger is at for research, because he might, since he has the earlier electricity advantage, might be looking for the earlier level 2 and might be looking for a bit of a rush going here. But we shall see how it goes. More henchmen getting built up there, just trying to maximize his coal pile. And then on the left side, we got more henchmen going up and sending, yet again, we're setting the henchmen up top to build that little barricade to prevent the back door. And then guys are already getting started up on both sides here. A little bit earlier on the Black Tiger 1. But Girthquake is doing as good as he can. We got a 30% lead on the level 2 research start. Interesting movements from oh, that's an interesting way to do it. Oh, they actually both do that. Very interesting. So what both sides have done right here is they both gathered a bit of coal before building the workshops in order to instantly get more coal after the workshop is built. A really good way to kind of counteract the downtime of building it by building it and then gathering coal. Manages to get you a big boost right afterwards to allow you to move on to your next thing. Loner Frenzy Rush from the Velocipanther. 17 damage, 94 HP. This thing is ridiculous. I'm just going to be honest, that thing is ridiculous. Let's see what Girthquake does to try and respond to it. We got the Zimbabwe, the Porcupine Zebra. Really standard, good creature. I think we actually saw this from a few different people here. We got the Overpop Rush. This Velociraptor Panther is just going crazy, just instantly rushing onto Girthquake's henchmen, taking them out super quick here. Not quite doing enough damage to take them out in one shot, but doing a lot nonetheless. A little bit of targeting misplay here. Was targeting the lightning rod instead of just going straight for the enemy creature. Zimbabwe coming in here to take out the Velociraptor Panther. Takes him out, manages to cover that. Meanwhile, we got these Overpop Lemming Panther? Lemming Panther. Overpop. Being kind of a bit of a nuisance on this bot side of the map. Girthquake really kind of fortifying his defenses in this upper expo. Has that bramble fence down. Is ready to play on the defensive move. Moving them into position to go for a flank on all these Overpop units potentially, or potentially just trying to scout out this geyser to see if Black Tiger has pushed into there just yet. Some decent turtling here, blocking the entrance from his lab. But it looks like the Archerfish gazelles are coming back here. Or those are Saurus. No, I'm pretty sure there's Archerfish gazelles. Kind of going for his henchline, but now that they got the Archerfish gazelles, you know he's going to be able to take out these bramble fences if he wants. Oh, here comes the first fight of the Zimbabwe's versus the Crusty Steed. Wait, no, that was your other character. The Lamantheros. They're backing off to avoid some of the archer damage, hitting them again. Just due to their attack speed, it's a really good kiting from Girthquake here. Crusty Steed managing to kind of try and prevent some of the range attack by attacking one of these archers. Manages to hold them off fairly well. Is now expanding to his bottom left expo to kind of build up his resource gathering on his side of the map. Meanwhile, it looks like Black Tiger 1 has a decent amount of push on his side. And is managing fairly well to expand into this bottom middle kind of expo. Has the lead in terms of just structures on the map here. He doesn't have that bottom right expo yet, but Girthquake can't get there anyway, so he's able to hold the line here and kind of keep Girthquake in a turtle fairly easily, just with the splash damage from all these Ultrafish on top of the other creatures. Now he's coming in with the level 3, the Bomber the Wolf. Got the Bombardier Beetles plus the Wolf, gonna easily look to take out his henchline at this upper expo, but Girthquake with the quick thinking moves his henchmen out of the way to avoid them from dying. Smart plays by Girthquake here. But looks like his entire expo is going to get mostly wiped out by these Bombardier Wolves. One of them's still hitting it, but now they're all going back to hit it, so that thing's going to get taken out fairly quick. Got that bottom expo going a little bit harder. Girthquake's pushing into the middle bottom half of the map, doing what he can. We got the flyers coming in. Oh wait, no, the hover. That was just hover. My bad. My fault. The hover coming in from the Bombardier Wolves, just flying over there. Girthquake coming in with... Not actually, no, he's not coming in with anything. We got the Iguanodons with something. I don't know what it is with. Shield bug? Iguanodon shield bug. That's what that is. Oh, moving into the spot where the melees can't touch him. Great play by Black Tiger 1 here to avoid any kind of restriction from Girthquake. But the Bombardier Beetles are doing their kind of work here, but as soon as Girthquake's creatures manage to get on them, they manage to be taken out fairly quickly. But it's now we got the Iguanodon shield bugs pulling up, ready to cover for the front line. And Girthquake's just sending them in with Zed. You got Zed and Stu. You know, we got solid names here. Dolphins finally getting hits onto the Bombardier Beetles, managing to take them out fairly quickly as they still have fairly low HP compared to the fairly high damage from these Dolphins. But one is still living and wrecking havoc onto Girthquake's creatures. Two of Girthquake's creatures bringing back out Skid Marcus, Chimpanzee Grizzly Bear by the looks of it, to kind of reacquire this bottom expo. But Black Tiger 1 is now ready for making the aggressive with his melee units and his other... Oh, he's got the camels back here. Oh. The Iguanodons are pulling up with the shield bugs. Oh, looks like Girthquake's moving in now, but the Iguanodons are just too quick on the respond where you won't be able to get as much melee damage as you were hoping, or as much range damage out as you were hoping, or any splash damage, because they're just getting focused down by these melees on top of all of the artillery coming in on the side of Black Tiger 1. They're moving in. They hover up into this upper portion. Interesting plays by our boy Black Tiger 1, causing Girthquake to blow his lab and forfeit the match here. We are now sitting... Wait, no. That was the last one. Just like that, Girthquake has lost to Black Tiger 1. And we're now looking at a 2-1 series for him. Moving on to our last game of the night between Kiki and... Kiki and Skitter. We will be right back with those those games. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our last game of the night between Skitter and Kiki. Now, this is undeniably two of the OGs. We are looking at a 3-game series on our hands, starting off with a game on Depario 1v1. Let's see how this all went down between the two. Looks like we got Skitter on the Skitter on the right, and Kiki on the left here. Should be a fairly interesting match to see how they change up their start compared to the other players in the Rex group. So right now, still same as always with the 1 lightning rod and the hench rush to the coal pile. very standard stuff. Be interesting to see which one of them pushes out the earlier level 2 research, to see if one of them is going to go for a rush or if they're both going to play more on a passive side. We got both of them just still topping off their henchmen, making sure they're fully staffed up, maximizing the efficiency of the coal piles. Interesting to see how neither one of these guys are worried about that top flank and have not sent a henchman to build a bramble fence yet. But they might do it. They might. I'm forgetting that Girthquake and Black Tiger both did it a little bit later. They're both starting on their second lightning rod, both getting them up roughly around the same time here. Overall, doing pretty solid stuff, pretty standard stuff. Earlier level 2 from Skitter here. Meanwhile, Kiki is building up more henchmen, but the earlier level 2 from Skitter. Let's see how that manages to play into the series here. Moving straight to the workshop. Skitter only has the 2 lightning rods here, but he has already moved to Expo, already started his level 2 research, building the creature chamber, and not quite yet getting the geyser. So not a high priority on Elec from Skitter over here. He's now building more Elec at his Expo to get that going, but Kiki is now building up his creature halfway through level 2 research. We got the Pack Hunter solo getting sent there with the digging to try and potentially just do some scouting, but more likely is looking to try and mess some stuff up in the early game. Let's get a closer look at what's going to go on here. So our early Soundbeam Tower from Kiki, able to spot out the digging early before it could cause any damage, and then instantly getting taken out by the Blue Tongue Gazelles, and just not very much success there. But we got more of the classics. We got the Wolf Electric EO here, coming with the Pack Hunter. High damage unit, going to be really good for unit versus unit, creature versus creature combat. Into what we got from Kiki, the Blue Tongue Gazelles. Going to be out damaging them a little bit here, but it'd be interesting to see how the Pack Hunter manages to play into the fight. They have the exact same HP, but there's more damage coming out from the Blue Tongue Gazelles, but they have a slightly smaller range than the Electric Wolves. Oh, looks like we got some melee creatures here coming up. The Army Wolf. We got the Armadillo Wolf coming in as the front line from Skitter. But only the Blue Tongue Gazelles coming out from Kiki here. Backing off a little bit to not let his guys die, build up as much Pack Hunter as he can before taking this fight against the pure range army of Kiki. That's how you can tell these guys are OGs. Love building love building range creatures. That's what you mean when you play into Lorien. Oh, it looks like the Army Wolf is just getting shredded entirely by all these Blue Tongue Gazelles. Just all that high damage, just absolutely shredding through them. And then putting Skitter on the back foot here. He thought he had the advantage, he had the numbers, but he just doesn't have the HP to deal with these Blue Tongue Gazelles. Just the pure damage output is just too high. But we're bringing in some Archer Fish over here. We got the Archerina, the Archer Hyena. Wait, what is that? Oh, we got the level 2 loner. Oh, this is the one he sent out earlier. I honestly don't know what that is. Oh, he's sending it back to hopefully cause some mayhem on the inside. Meanwhile, these Blue Tongue Gazelles are just doing work on the back end, preventing Skitter from being able to push past just his general lab fortress. Just a good defense from Skitter, though, managing to fend off a fair amount of them, but the Blue Tongue Gazelles are making their way out. They only have Keen Sense, so no regen here. Skitter is actually moving to this geyser, but managing to get taken out very quickly and cancels the build. The Blue Tongue Gazelles are moving in. We got the Mantis Shrimpella. We got a Mantis Shrimp mixed with a Gazelle. Fast creature here, high damage output, low HP. That's the only downside I'm seeing to a lot of these creatures from Kiki. If Skitter manages to find a way to penetrate into his forces. I don't know if Kiki's will be able to hold off with how low HP most of his level 2s are here, but he's got himself a decent start going. We got Skitter pushing this on the side with the Loner. Still fully alive and got a bit of damage here, but not too worried about that himself. And is just fortifying this kind of bottom middle expo to try and continue to build up his resource, continue to build up his army, and then kind of push out. He's probably going to look to take this geyser here. Both geysers, I believe, are taken by Kiki already on this top side, as well as that bottom left one. Yep, yeah, right there. Overall, really solid map control by Kiki. It's going to be hard, but possible for Skitter to come back from this, just due to the pure amount of resources that Kiki is now able to get. I don't believe he sees the camouflage, and the camouflage 425 level 3 for HP, as well as 18 deep attack. This guy has been fully upgraded, fully ready to go. The walking stick tiger, just doing big damage on this front line, while also being tanky enough to withstand a decent amount of hits. Getting matched by Blue Mamba, the Spitting Cobra Grizzly Bear, I think. But we are sending in the Chameleon Camels, the classic creature from Ganglion's army. Trying to do as much damage as he can here, but looks like Skitter's just getting kind of annihilated here on the back end, as he's not able to withstand the damage from Kiki's Walking Igers. Looks like Kiki is moving a bit more into the base here, but Skitter is regrouping with his Blue Mambas, but is unfortunately just getting absolutely shredded by the overwhelming force that is Kiki's army, just pushing into him. You got Skitter bringing in the henchmen trying to win this fight. That's how desperate he is to get some numbers into this, but he knows he's outnumbered. He knows he can't do much. He's got these 2 Soundbeam Towers, and that's it right now. There's not much hope, and he has blown his lab. That is Skitter giving up on game 1. Let's see how he decides to answer it in game 2, knowing full well that his level 2 Loner Rush was not working out against Kiki. I believe we were moving on to the Furrer game. Very popular map here. Let's see if this gets split down the middle on the diagonal yet again. We got Skitter on the bottom and Kiki on top. Let's see if that turns out to be the narrative of this match. Both getting the 1 lightning start, very standard as per usual. Not a whole lot going on in this first couple minutes here. Just basic stuff, maximizing their henchmen, all you can really say. Let's see who starts off with the research. Last time we had Kiki. That was Skitter start off with the research fairly early. Managed to get overwhelmed. Let's see if Kiki pulls out the level 2 first in this coming match. Sorry guys, just eating some pizza here. Okay, we got the second lightning rod coming up by Skitter. Second lightning rod has yet to be put up by Kiki, but Kiki is on the move with his henchmen, moving for an earlier expo, looking for an aggro play here. He's also sending 1 top side, so he is early expanding on 2 sides here. It'd be interesting to see how that plays out, considering Skitter here already has 4 elect towers, and Kiki is building a creature chamber first. No, nothing on this top side. Just kind of doing what he does, you know. Still, okay, gets a workshop in the top left there. Fairly normal. Gets building a second workshop here. Oh, wait, no, that's actually Skitter's workshop getting built up here. Getting ready to potentially fight him here. There's not much on the side of Kiki. They both have reached level 2 research roughly at the same time. Kiki is sending his range. Oh my god, these guys are doing a lot of damage over to him. Just sending as many spammable range creatures as he has, just going real crazy onto him. Oh, an interesting tactic I haven't seen for a long time. Building the bramble fence entirely around the creature chamber to prevent any kind of barrier destroy from interacting with it. or to stop any kind of sonic damage. But Kiki is ready to fight back. He's brought out the Mountain Lagoon yet again, and is ready to kind of fight back. But the Horrimine, aka the Horse Lemming, is here to match with level 2 with 11 damage, 126 HP, and overpopulation. This is a threat to be aware of if you're going to be matching up against Kiki here. Kiki's got Skitter here. Skitter's setting up his bottom 2 geysers while setting up some level 2 Gazelle Mander, which is actually a zebra poison frog. Oh, looks like we got the Dark Plagueis coming in from Kiki, a plague unit. Moving in there. I honestly don't know what it's mixed with. Oh, I think it's a ram. Oh, but it looks like Skitter's actually moving in fairly easily. Oh, do we have something going on here? Oh, it just looks orange. The Electrocute. He's spamming his level 2 range right as his creatures are getting kind of overwhelmed here. I'm not sure if that was the move. But he's doing what he can. He's building a secondary creature chamber behind there. He's got a bramble fence set up there so that he knows that Skitter can only come from this side without taking out that fence. But looks like Skitter's actually moving into this middle portion and completely removing the aggressive point that you have as Kiki here. Getting easily overwhelmed by Skitter's forces, taking him down pretty quick. Building more of the electric eel spider things, and more creature chambers to back them up. And we got henchmen going on the sides here. We got a bit of a different split, but more or less, yeah, kind of a top-down split right now from both sides, with the middle being a contested point. But right now, it's looking like Skitter's got the upper hand if he just pushes in here and manages to take out that Expo. He's building more creatures to try and building more creature chambers to build up a bigger army to kind of stopgap any hope that Skitter gets to go. Let's take a look at his top left Expo here. He's got the gyrocopter, which is an interesting thing, meaning he's prioritizing going for these geysers up here. And then he's got a research clinic going. He just started level 3, so it'll be interesting to see what he's prioritizing here. I believe I believe Skitter actually just finished his level 3. I could be wrong though. But Skitter has his keen sense guys here. Yeah, he's got his level 3 now. He's got the wall. And it looks like there's going to be a bit of a brawl here. We got the front line versus all of them moving in at this time. Oh, no, they're holding off, building up a bigger army, trying to pull them into the sound beam to not deny any kind of stuff they got going on there. Building a genetic amplifier in the middle here. Blocking the advances of Kiki. But right now, Skitter's got a massive advantage in terms of just numbers. If he sends these guys in, I don't think there's a chance for Skitter to withhold these guys. Sending the poison frogs along the side. We see the gyrocopter making a move up here, flying over things, getting ready to try and do something perhaps. Just flying all the way down to this bottom gyro, this bottom one as well, because he's assuming that our boy Skitter here isn't looking for it. Actually manages to take out most of the front line, or most of the creatures from Skitter. Just using his electric eels here. They do have 7 damage now and really high damage attack speed. So it might be speed is kind of more the name of the game right now, but also looking like we have some artillery on the side of Skitter, making it hard for him to have melees, really. Looks like they're backing off. Interesting fight here. We got another fight going on the top side after they cleared out the bramble fence to push in through this top end. But they are just getting wiped by the level 2 melees and a now level 3 melee coming from the side of Kiki. But this mid-fight's still going on pretty strong. Kiki holding his own, but it looks like just the pure numbers and force are managing to overwhelm Kiki's forces from Skitter. Yeah. On top of that, with the artillery, it's just going to be hard to withhold, especially with a ranged team, because the artillery is just going to be taking them out. But it looks like Skitter is actually... He's holding this bot side pretty well after a bit of an advance from or this left side pretty well. A bit of advance from Kiki there. But the workshop has been taken out. The henchmen are now healing themselves. And we are looking at Skitter moving in to take this expo. Meanwhile, it will look like Kiki is just building up a fresh load of henchmen, keeping them at his base. Probably looking to turtle a bit here, building a creature chamber at his base to try and buy himself a bit of time, as he knows this expo is gone. He's not going to try and build anymore. He probably could have saved a few henchmen, but just going to concede that one and kind of focus on fortifying his lab. He's got the elect growth now. He's building some creature chambers on the left here to go for a flank. But unfortunately, he already sends his giraffe caterpillar and instantly spots the creature chambers, which isn't very good because now he's not going to be able to get the flank off very well. He's sending some melee creatures, having them go back a bit, but now they're well aware of this expo, well aware of the flank, and now they're just pushing on both sides. So it looks like Kiki is on the back foot here. Skitter is just pushing in. We got Soundbeam Tower going up here. It's not going to be enough to handle just the pure amount of force that Skitter pulled out in this game. Really well played by Skitter. He's pulling out now level 3s. Chimpy Bear. There's not a lot of hope left here for Kiki to come back in this match. But it looks like they're not going to go for the push into the base. They're going to take out that left expo first. At least with their melees. Maybe they're going to send in the chimps to take out the base, as they don't want to deal with the artillery damage smacking them too hard on the back end. But yeah, should be able to easily wipe out these 3 creature chambers. Not a whole lot going on or hope for Kiki as these go down because and that is a blown lab by Kiki. We are moving on to game 3. It's currently 1-1. And we are moving to the goated 1v1 map of Face Off. Gonna see some close quarters content, some early rushing. See how this one plays out. Be interesting to see how these guys both handle such a close quarters map with the 3 flanks there. Splitting the hench as well as building the lightning rod seems fairly standard. Both of them are doing it. Both sides got 6 hench going right now. Overall, fairly simple. Just maximizing the efficiency. Be interesting to see where these guys both look to expand, as the map is perfectly mirrored down the center, I believe. Or no. Yeah. Kind of. Not really. But yeah, so there's both resources on both sides. Be real interesting if they both expand to the opposite side, or if they both go top or both go bottom. It looks like our boy. Oh wait, let's double check. Skitter on the left here, Kiki on the right. Skitter moving in with the henchman, walking straight over to Buddy's base, potentially looking for some cheese. So we got a rat in the building, boys. One of you guys are not like the other. Bro's on the scouting mission of a lifetime, building that bottom workshop. Meanwhile, Kiki building that top workshop. But right now, Skitter's got all the knowledge as to what Kiki's up to. Just got level 2 research. Still only has 2 elect towers though. Still only has 1. He's just finishing the second one now. As does Kiki. But Kiki has already replied back with his own level 2 research. And is now building the geyser. And has his top workshop. So they're about even right now in terms of resource kind of coming in. The left side has a little bit less resources. Is building his creature chamber. Only has the 2 lightning rods. No geyser just yet. But is building his second workshop. A fairly interesting start on the half of Skitter, as he's very not prioritizing any elect. He's sending all of his henchmen away from the lab to go get started on this bottom. and has yet to build a single creature. Skitter's henchmen are now finally caught and spotted. And Kiki's Mantis Shrimp Gazelle is making the front. And we got the Loner with digging here, pulling up, moving over through that top side. Meanwhile, the Mantis Gazelles are actually all moving to the bot side of the map to take out this bottom expo, but they are quickly backing off as they realize that they won't be able to deal with the Soundbeam Towers, and are now looking to take out henchmen in the main base of Skitter to avoid the Soundbeam. He has no defensive just yet. He's got 2 henchmen just chilling right here. He's got the 1 Loner who won't be able to handle them. He's sending the overpop, and it's just getting quickly annihilated by the forces of Kiki. Kiki's just overwhelming him with numbers. Meanwhile, all that Skitter has to show for it is these bottom 2 expos with the 1 Soundbeam Tower, but Kiki has nothing at his base to defend himself. He's using the high endurance overpop horse lemming. It's only doing so much. Looks like they're gonna get taken out because it's taking out the lightning tower and then starts looking at the Soundbeam Tower. Henchmen are hitting that stuff. No, just nothing going on down here. He's got 5 henchmen just chilling. They're now hitting the coal pile, thank God. But they're not actually getting much damage off onto the Soundbeam because it's positioned next to that guy there. And it looks like Kiki's actually being a little bit of a cheeky fella and starting building a generator right outside of Skitter's base. The disrespect is impeccable. But the Soundbeam Tower, with the henchman repairing it, manages to scare off the forces of Kiki for the time being, as he decides he's going to try and take out this bottom expo to annihilate any kind of comeback possible through just his resource gathering on this bot side, because now he knows he's got nothing at the base, no creatures, no nothing. It's just going to look to take out an expo or both of them. But unfortunately, the Soundbeams are just doing too much damage, especially with the henchmen healing them up and keeping them repaired. The Gazelles just aren't doing enough damage. Be interesting to see if Kiki decides he's going to build up an army before sending them in to take these guys out, or if he's going to pivot to a new strategy, which it looks like he is as he's building up his level 3 research. We got more henchmen coming out of the side of Skitter, level 3 already coming out on the side of Kiki, but Kiki still doesn't have as much of a coal generation at this time. Or actually he might, as the henchmen at Skitter's lab were mostly killed in that recent battle. Looks like Kiki is moving to this middle generator, moving his henchmen to this top side to take that and be a more oppressive and prevent any kind of expansion on the side of Skitter. But Kiki is just moving some of his creatures in to prevent that. Very quickly, you see Skitter realizing that he won't be able to hold that defense, and then you got his classic zebra poison frogs getting spawned in that he had great success on last game, as well as the horse lemmings. But the Gazelles are on the move. They're just trying to dodging stuff, trying to dodge whatever kind of damage that he has, and moving in. We got the camel coming in with the art damage, able to do a decent amount. Potentially, actually did more to his own structure there, but time will tell. The Gazelles have moved in. They are taking out the second Soundbeam Tower here, but the poison frogs are pulling up, and I don't think it'll be worthwhile. I think these guys are going to get cleared out. We got the camel here. We got multiple bogeys coming from the top side. We got the chameleons. We got the fucking walking tigers. I think this might spell disaster for Skitter in this upcoming moments here, as he's only got 6 creatures to defend against higher level creatures that have higher damage outputs. It's going to be hard for him to defend, but if these Soundbeam Towers can do as much work as they need, he's repairing one, he's building another one, he's ready to defend this with everything he's got, but it's going to be really hard for him to come out on top here. As he just doesn't have the numbers he needs to defend this, especially with the artillery now coming in from the caterpillar camels. Just absolutely obliterating both his henchmen who are trying to repair it, as well as the Soundbeam Towers themselves. The Walking Tiger coming in with a nice strong amount of damage, able to take all the aggro off of the artillery, and is able to just let them kind of free hit their lab somewhat. Isn't able to take out the creature chamber, but everything besides the Soundbeam Tower and the lab are already half HP. We got the bot side going fairly decently for his expo, but other than that, he doesn't have a whole lot of hope here. He's just kind of getting obliterated from the top side of the map, with Kiki not even moving at all to the bottom right yet. And that will be it. He has managed to take him down of convincing manner for Kiki. Kiki coming out with a dub here. So now let's take a quick look just at our standings sheet here. Just give me 1 second here, guys, as I get stuff set up and moved over. With the F11. Alright guys, so just going to take another quick look at the standings here as we update everything. That win is going to go the way of Kiki. We're going to mark him as yellow. So this way we have these wins. These two people have won this. And then Papa Delta came out on top in the match against Paul Leak. Now we can adjust these standings here. Petrify is going to be moving to a 0-1, a 1-2 match score. Gray is going to be 1-0 with a 2-1 match score. Kiki going to be 1-0 with a 2-1 match score. Black Tiger 1 going to be, I believe, 1-2, right? Or 0-1, I believe, with a 1-2 match score. And then Skitter 1-2 as well. 0-1. Ah! Ah! 1. Let me confirm that it is the right Black Tiger. Yeah, Black Tiger 1 beat Neil, and then Black Tiger 3 lost to Gray. Copy and paste that. That. Boom, boom. Moving on to this one, we got Zoe versus S2, 0-1, 0-2, 1-0, 2-0. Griffin Mech has still yet to play his match. Sproob is 1-2, I believe. And 1-0 or 0-1. Logic is 1-0 with a 2-1 record. And then Seabass has yet to play. Now let's reorganize this a little bit. Asterix up there. The one match from Papa Delta. I believe it was a 2-0 series for Papa Delta, as well as a wait, no, it's a 1-0, and then Paul Meek is at a 0-1 with a 0-2 loss match record. Right. Well, that has been our time for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a quick look. Oh. Let's take a quick look and see what this means for us. All right. Just for each group in general. So in the Henchman group, we got Gray, Kiki, and Black Tiger 1, all coming out with a lead. Coming out with a lead, all going 2-1, dropping one game to their opponents, with Girthquake on the bottom, Skitter on the bottom, and Black Tiger 3 on the bottom. Should be interesting to see how they fare in their next week's matchup. Where we have Kiki and Black Tiger 1 having their first match against each other, both coming out with victories. Skitter and Black Tiger 3 both coming away with losses, and then Girthquake versus Gray, who is the only match where Girthquake has lost and Gray has won in the previous week. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And then we have in Rex Chan's group, you got Logic Crazy coming out. Realistically, Asterix is at the top here because he has the 100% win rate in terms of his match record, but I'm not going to adjust that again because I'm lazy. And then you got Zoe and Sproob sitting here just below them, and then Seabass and Spider still needing to play their games. We got Papa Delta and Polymeek sitting at the top of the standings, just as they're the only two that have managed to play their games. Papa Delta with a clean 2-0 over Polymeek. Starting off his group really strong. Will be interesting to see what happens in the coming week for the Upton Julius group. And it'll be interesting to see what happens in this next week for Rex Chance as well. Still waiting to hear what happens at all in Henchman group. But, yeah, thanks everyone for your time. My name is Taylor, aka Henchwoman. See you guys next.